Hi. Oh, you got me to it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How you doing? Hope everyone's okay and well for the Bish Bash Bosh podcast. I am your host with the most retro wolf live, aka Milk. On my right hand side on the screen, on the live stream, or on the audio, you'll hear her in a minute, is the hostess with the mostess, is a trans gamer girl. How you doing, my lovely?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. I
You
have
do-
chips and I'm happy, so yay.
You're having chips. You're having proper chips. Is it?
Potato chips.
Oh,
American chips, buddy.
American. That's the best question there. Hello, Katie. How you doing? Hope everyone's okay. Well,
Hi, Katie. Welcome.
hope everyone's okay. Well, and I cannot believe this is the 13th week.
I
13th week.
know.
3 months and 1 week. 3 months and 1 week we have done.
Going
Absolutely
strong.
insane stuff. And fantastic stuff. And I cannot believe we've got this fantastic woman. She's absolutely amazing. She does the bestest kills in Apex, Valorant. She'll probably say no, but I'm going to say yes, absolutely. Oh my God, Katie! Thank you so much, Katie.
Oh, wow. Thank you
Subscribed
so much
as
for
well.
that.
Just I was about to say the lovely, lovely woman that she is. Thank you so much. But like I said, she's absolutely amazing, and I would do anything to help her out as much as possible with the like anything with the FPS, first person shooter, and everything like that. And she's really good at Valorant and Apex. So if you want, get some tips as well from her side. Here you go. It's none other than lovely MuserPenguin. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi, Muser. Luke says if Tim the Tatman's move to YouTube won't be discussed. No, I'm not talking about Tim the Tatman today. It's not happening, buddy.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not worried about it today.
Not today, not today. Musa, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you
Are you-
for having me on this wonderful evening.
Oh, absolutely. And Kate, this is Musa, my girl. Absolutely. It's Bish Bash Bosh. There we go. We got the love heart going now. That's
All the
the
love. Always.
absolutely. So, like I said, I have been absolutely excited. I'm not going to say this every week because everyone's going to hate me. I'm going to say the contract scenario, but I'm so glad to have you on, Musa,
Thank you.
and it was like, go on, Musa, go on, just
Just
do the
do
podcast.
it.
Just do it.
Do it.
And
Have fun.
we're not doing
Might as well.
we're not doing the Nike advert, but like, just do it, that type of stuff. But it's an absolute honour, and are you looking forward to it tonight with the
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah.
Nice one. So, obviously, last week we had the lovely shiny cat, Meow, and now we got the music
Oh,
penguin as well.
guess what?
Oh, what's up, Trans? What's up?
It's a new month and there are new puppies on my wall.
New puppies.
Ooh.
Oh, for
I
anyone
think
that
those are golden puppies. Those are golden puppies.
I was going to
Golden
say,
puppy babies.
for anyone that's listening on the podcast on Spotify, Google, and anywhere else, you probably think, what the hell is Trans saying? Yeah, she's got a calendar at the back of her room with the calendar. I nearly lost my voice. To have the golden retriever. I think it is the golden
Yes,
retriever.
they're golden retriever puppies. My calendar is a puppy calendar, and every year there's a new puppy featured. And this month it is golden retrievers. So and I
Aw.
love golden retrievers. So look, these golden retriever puppies for everybody who's watching.
Have you got any
Make
pets?
you happy.
Have you got any pets, Musa?
Oh yeah, I've got I've got 9 cats, but one of them's gone
9?
missing. And I've got a doggo, yeah.
Oh my god. 9 cats, 9 lives, 81.
Mhm.
That's insane. That is really insane. And my mind's just gone, wow. No. Nah, but I hope everything's okay, and
Sad trance.
Yeah,
Sad trance.
I don't want to get from high to low in a matter of seconds, but hopefully everything will be sorted as soon as possible. Musa, I'm sure.
Thank you.
There we go. We've got the love heart going. Guys, if you want to do the love heart, that'll be
All the
Bish Bash Bar.
love.
Yeah! There we go.
Yay!
There we
All
go.
the love.
So, I bet you're wondering, how does this podcast work? If you've never heard of it before, where the hell have you
Where have you
been?
been? Ha!
You're trying to steal my vibe tonight, haven't you? Trans. I'm
I
watching
would
you.
say you owe me a Coke, but you know.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see with that.
No. I owe you a hydrate though before we start because you hit me with a hydrate yesterday and I had no drinks left.
Oh,
Nada.
okay.
So this is your hydrate milk. Okay, you
This is
ready?
my. Well, I've been waiting since yesterday, but go on.
That was a big one.
That was a well. That's
It
what
was
she
with
said.
interest.
That's what she said.
Oh.
That's what she said. Not saying one word about that.
It was a hydrate with interest.
Again,
She took
that's what
two
she
gulps.
said. Right.
Oh, dear.
User's like, what have I gotten into today?
Oh no,
my
this
gosh.
is nothing. To be fair, this is nothing. Malk knows that.
I don't know.
That's good then.
I'm not even publishing it at all during this podcast. Whatever happened at all. So, whenever there's a hydrate in any of our streams, like from mine or through Trances, everyone will have to have a hydrate. And if you haven't got a drink, Musa, don't worry.
Oh, I do. Sorry.
Good. She's prepared. I love it.
Yeah. Just a reminder, we might have a little bit of breaks in between, just in case we do have just a quick break in between. So hopefully that's. Oh, damn you, Katie!
Oh, Katie's ready. She's ready for this.
Wait, I'll have some water because I'm good.
Ooh, my thing fell. My phone fell. Sorry.
So, like I said, when a hydrate goes in, everyone will hydrate as well. We had 2 hydrates mainly.
Already?
No. One from yourself, because
Okay.
and then Katie was the one
Got it.
from all of us. So, what we're going to do, guys, is with the podcast, if you're not sure how many it is, I'll tell you again. If you do, fantastic. Basically, what we do, there'll be 4 segments. One is obviously the news and PC news, console news, anything that's been going on throughout this current week up to the 4th of September 2021. And then hopefully we will build up to the main discussion. Hopefully we'll decide which one's going to be. And then the questions for the interview with the streamer, which is the lovely MuserPenguin. Muser's like, I'm hoping this will be not bad questions at the same time.
I'm all for the bad questions. So if anyone's got any spicy questions, you might as well put them in now.
Oh no, hang on to them because
hang on to them. That's a good idea.
One more section that Malk has not touched yet.
Yet. It's the Ask Us Anything part. So you can either ask me, Trans, Muser, or all of us at the same time.
Nice.
So now I'm sure Katie will be the first person to spice things up at the end. I know her.
I'm excited for that.
So,
this is gonna be great.
So this is going to be Bish Bash Bosh moment. So we are going to be talking about the first segment of the evening. Hopefully, we'll try and aim for just over 2 hours, but not more than 3 hours or 4 hours. Otherwise, the Trans will kill me.
Yeah.
So
we've been pushing it really hard lately.
Just a tad.
I mean, I'm still all for the banter and the content. I love that. Don't get me wrong, but we've been pushing it really hard lately.
That's what she said.
No, she
so
said he's been pushing it really hard. Sorry.
See, I don't know what to say. Cheeks gone red as well. So, anywho, September the 4th.
I made Milk go red. Yay!
Yeah. Not this drink as well. So we got the first segment of it's the PC console news. So basically, Starfield will have a pleasure dome. Oh, the pleasure dome. Okay. This is again. I don't know where this is going to come from, but I will tell you now. Starfield will have a pleasure dome where you can get super high on alien fish. And this is an article from the actual PC Gamer as well. So, yeah, so that's kind of spiced things up with the pleasure dome
Already.
on the
Pleasure
super
Dome.
high.
Yeah. Pleasure Dome. Hey. Yes, right, Kate.
So there'll be 3 new locations that be revealed for the game. Will be New Atlantis, will be high-tech spaceports, capital of the United Colonies, and this is colognes, not like the smell cologne. This
Ooh, the
one.
cologne.
Most powerful political and military power. A true melting pot of people from every race, creed, and ethnicity. Akira, Akira, Akira.
Tequila.
It's like tequila, but
So,
tequila.
for the record, for everybody, that was all about New Atlantis. That's just New Atlantis right there. The next section's about Aquila.
Oh yeah,
So go
sorry.
ahead. That's okay. I'm just helping out. That's all.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Uh,
I love you, Milk. You know that.
thanks. Aquila, like tequila, but Aquila.
Mhm.
Rough and Tumble City, capital of the Free Star Collective. Citizens here hold to, in quotes, the sanity of personal freedom and individuality above all else. Stopped question mark. Stop speech mark. Walled city, but to protect from dangerous predators on the planet called Ashtar. In speech marks, a cross between a wolf and Velociraptor. That's how I
Yeah.
pronounce it. And that's all Aquila type stuff. See, I got you there, Trans. Got you there.
Good job.
Neon, yeah, Neon. Part now is the tourist and party city. Originality, a large-scale fishing city, but corporate overlords found that one of the indigenous fish have psychotropic properties. Changed gears and started in the drug trade in speech marks. Waterborne Pleasure Dome. There you go, Katie. Another reference of pleasure.
There's your pleasure dome.
Yeah. Waterborne Pleasure Dome, where the galaxy's citizenry can come to party with their faces off. See, that sounded so wrong when you read that and say that out loud at the same time. Um, but you wanted this for me to say this on the stream as well, Chaz. I know you, tit
I
tats.
would have done it, seriously. I wouldn't have minded.
You would have been professional, like it's a pleasure dome galaxy, like pleasure dome.
Yeah.
And it, but it's a city that Siri can go to party their faces off. The videos of each location can be found on Bethesda's YouTube channel. So don't worry if you don't. I mean, I've never heard of Starfield, so if you're not
No.
sure,
Starfield is the new Bethesda game that's coming out
okay.
next year. The one we talked about in EA.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So,
sorry.
okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit into depth on this before we start talking. Okay, so what happened was they released 3 trailers, and there was a narration over it that that pretty much was talking about the 3 different cities that they're showing. There's 3 different locations you can visit in game. Okay, New Atlantis, like we were talking about, Aquila, and then Neon, which is the party city. That's where the Pleasure Dome came from. And you can sit there and get high on alien fish and Neon and just party.
Sounds like a hell of a time. That's all I'm saying.
It does, doesn't it? Like, I would love to go to this
I'm
place in real life.
sold
I'm just
on
saying.
looking at this game already. So
Yeah. So here's the thing. Hi, Edgelord. Sorry, we're talking about Starfield. Starfield, RTK is like, the fuck is Starfield? Starfield is the new game that's coming out from Bethesda, the one that had the space cheese we talked about in EA. That's Starfield.
Oh, okay. That makes
Yes,
sense.
the detailed space cheese. Yes.
I thought you said space cheese, like
Space
material.
cheese.
Oh,
Space
sorry.
cheese.
Sorry. I
So
thought you
Starfield
said,
is the one that they're coming out with, and they did these release of these videos, and you can watch the videos yourself, and some of the quotes come from the article and some of the quotes come from the actual videos, which is where I think the waterborne, tourist city thing comes from. I think that came from the video. Corporate overlords came from the actual article, but I was like, hey, whatever. They're all quotes from somewhere, but that all came from
yeah.
PC Gamers. So you'll be able to travel to these different cities for different things, and I am excited to play this game. just to go check out Neon. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to get high on alien fish? Let's be honest.
Facts.
That's facts.
I
Absolutely.
mean, come on. It's if you have the option, why not do it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Casey says, "Who the heck let a panda into space?" I don't know. I really don't know. And Hedgelord says, "I can't get enough quotation marks." Oh,
All the love. Thank you for
Uh,
joining us, Hedgehog.
thank
We're
you.
happy to have you, bud.
To answer that, Katie, I have no idea. But
As long
from
as
what
it has a little, astronaut suit, I'm totally game.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, so from these 3 different locations that we're talking about, what do you guys? How do you guys? I mean, and you don't have to know anything because they're releasing piece by piece on the game because it's not coming out to November next year anyway. Edgelord.
Oh
All
my
right,
god.
so what do you guys think about this? Is this Muser? You're saying you actually are sold on this game just because of the space fish?
I don't know much about the game. I know that it's like an action role playing sort of game. So I would, stuff like this I would look up anyway, closer to the time. But the whole getting high in space on fish, I mean, if that doesn't intrigue anyone, I don't know what else will. Do you know what I mean?
know,
Like,
right?
that's the point. That's the point of putting something like that into a game. It's to get people to go, "What the hell? Let's check this out." So I'd definitely be, looking into it at some point.
Yeah.
Just after the podcast,
One
Muser
of
was
the things about it is as I was reading this article, I'm thinking to myself, this also gives us more information because Starfield, when they did the EA trailer, and they've been kind of hush hush about it since. When Bethesda showed the EA trailer, they talked about there being factions that you could join in the game, right? So this kind of tells me that there are 2 major factions. There's the United Colonies, which is where the capital of New Atlantis is, and then there's the free, what was it, the free something collective, the Free Star Collective. So that gives me two factions automatically off the top of our head that we know, oh, these are going to be 2 options that we're going to have 2 paths we can take, kind of like Skyrim was. You could do the Stormcloaks or you could do the Empire. So there's at least 2 factions right there instantly that are like green flag right there. These are going to be in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I am quite sold with this. I'm sure Katie would definitely be sold with that to get Starfield straight away when the Pleasure Dome and the hot chip on Alien Fish.
And I kid you guys not, that actually is the name of the article. It actually says that. It says Starfield will have a pleasure dome where you can get high on alien space fish. That's exactly the title of the article. If you don't believe me, you can look it up.
That's what she said. That's all. But yeah, that should be. I think the look of it as well. And you mentioned about it on the EA, which I forgot, which I do apologise for that. But
E3,
the E3 episode.
Did I say EA? I meant E3. Guys. If I mess up, that's on me.
Well, let's talk about the EA episode.
EA episode.
EA? We don't remember EA.
I don't remember an EA episode. What the hell?
No,
am I losing my mind? Go ahead. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all good in the hood. But that's just insane. I think they're trying to build up, and it should be I think it should be a good game. How it would build up to that, I'm not sure whether it's going to be hyped up like like how Bethesda does the like the Fallout, Fallout series as well. Is that going to be as big as that, or is it going to be lesser than the Fallout series?
I feel like this is a highly anticipated game. Like, I mean, because even when we did it on E3, there was so much discussion about it.
Yeah.
And there was so much that they couldn't give us because there was more stuff they were getting ready to release because they're holding back information intentionally. And they're like, oh, we want to release a little bit here. We're going to give them a little tidbit here. They want a little piece of dessert. We'll give them like a chocolate covered strawberry and then make them wait for the rest of them. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. So I mean, and where my mind went to chocolate covered strawberries, I don't know, but I love those things. So just know I love those things, guys. Really.
I did not know that at all, Chance.
I can't go wrong with chocolate. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Same.
See, it's perfect. But no, so they're releasing a little bit at a time, and they're trying to give us teasers. And from what I also read in the rest of the article, the videos are gorgeous. Like the locations look stunning because they do
Yeah.
like a pan of the locations, and they talk about the areas and stuff and the different things that are in the locations. So I mean, and this is all the discussion they were talking about with the Unreal Engine, well, not Unreal Engine, but the Engine 2, the Creation Engine 2, because they're doing that. They were doing it. Remember E3 episode? They were talking about doing the Creation Engine 2 as opposed to the original Creation Engine,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
Skyrim. So
yeah.
I mean, it, from what I hear, it looks gorgeous. But I mean, you're gonna want to hype up something. Why not hype up the alien space fish? Seriously.
That's just intrigued now. I just want to buy it now, just for the lols and stream it. Like, hey, what's this? This alien fish. You want to get high? Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to travel the galaxy and get high? Seriously, come on.
And then the pleasure dome as well. I'm not going to call it the pleasure dome episode because Musa will not like that. We call it the pleasure dome episode. To be fair.
Wrong type of podcast, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. But anyway, let's move on before it gets bad at all. This is a part where I think Musa will like because I know she loves Apex.
Mm.
So Apex Legends developer explains why
Why?
a fan favorite movement trick has to die. This comes from the article from PC Gamer. So, obviously, I haven't done much on Apex. Musa will probably know more on from the gaming point of view itself. But I will talk about the notes and hopefully hear Musa's thoughts and hear what she has to say on that one. So, Respawn.
Definitely.
So, Respawn announced earlier this week that it is removing tap strafing, if that's how you pronounce it.
Tap strafing.
Strafing.
Yes.
See, I am shit at pronunciations. Everyone should know that by now. Yeah, Katie's not happy with that as well. But again, we'll get Musa's thoughts. I'm sure she'll be the same as Katie's after. Technique in which, by rapidly inputting forward movement commands, players can perform sharp turns in midair while conserving speed. Oh,
sounds badass. It really does.
Yeah,
that's insane. Lets you pull off ridiculously fast aerial turns. John Larson says he loves the idea as a gameplay mechanic, but the designer in him felt it is, in quotes, forbidden fruit. That's mad, that is, to be fair. And then Larson says speaks more on balancing a game with cross-play across platforms. I was mentioned about it before, actually, in the past, whether they would do more of the crossplay itself. But elaborates on the 3 reasons Respawn initially gave for removing tap strafing, if that's how you pronounce it, sorry. In quotes, inaccessible, lacks readability, counterplay, and is excalibrated by movement abilities. Too much mobility can also cause problems with other areas of the game design. And in the last quote itself, game is designed to work well with a finite number of movement possibilities.
Yeah.
So let's hear Musa's thoughts because I'm sure it's going to be boiling.
Feel free. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, well,
Well, I have shared opinions on this, but people don't seem to. Well, people either agree or they don't. Simple as. My opinion of it is, don't be a piss baby. Like it's a skill. It's not something everyone can do, even if you play on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
So I can do it, but I'm not confident with it.
Okay.
So a lot of like high level players in pred lobbies, master lobbies, and they play on mouse and keyboard, they can do it. Pro league players will do it as well. The issue the reason it's been kind of taken off is because obviously they incorporated crossplay very recently in the last couple of seasons, and it's an advantage over people who use controllers. Right? Which, in my opinion, it's not my frigging problem. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
It's not a thing in console because you can't do it with a basic controller. It's not. It's literally not you can't do it on console. So it is only in the PC lobbies that you would come across tap strafing. And then if you are choosing to play on a controller in PC lobbies and you're complaining about, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Katie is agreeing with me here. She plays a controller. She has one of the Elite controllers, which I know for a fact that if you do have a Elite controller, and also with the use of pedals, which is I wouldn't recommend that, but some people do use pedals, you can actually tap strafe with an Elite controller anyway, so it's kind of pointless. But for the majority, most of them wouldn't know how to do it anyway. Katie does not, tap strafe, for instance, on that controller. So yeah, it's kind of like this complicated situation of, in my opinion, it's not an advantage because to play cross-play, the only way you come into PC lobbies is by queuing up with people who are on PC. So, for example, if me and Katie were playing Apex and then someone on console wanted to play with us and they joined our squad, that's the only way they'll be in PC lobbies.
Oh, okay.
We can't go into console lobbies. So they are literally inflicting it on themselves. Like, this is the thing I don't get. Like, you are literally joining PC lobbies knowing what's going to happen. Like, stop crying about it. And the other point that some people have made to me is, in Pro League, console players and PC players actually go against each other. Like, once again, that's not my friggin' problem. Take it up with people higher up. And, like, I agree. People, if you are playing console and PC, they should be separate leagues. Like, it makes sense,
Yeah.
But there's, like, why should that be my problem?
My take on is this, and I have not played Apex Legends, but I know there's a lot of other games that have exploitation abilities like that. It's not just that game. There are other games where you're like, oh wow, I can do this really cool thing. Like, I mean, even in Valorant, like, there's things that certain agents in Valorant can do that really is not fair to other players. Like, there's a place in Ascent that Jett can reach with her abilities, and it's like a hella high vantage point. You can see everything going on around you, and so I mean, it's exploitations are just a part of life. My take on it is this, and when I was reading the article, as I was going through it and getting the information, updating everything, Larson seems to think it's a really cool concept. He thinks it's amazing that there's a skill that they can be done. His concern is just, as a designer in that designer mind, how does this affect the balance of the rest of the game? I mean, he was saying he was playing with it, he was checking it out, and he actually was saying he thought it was really cool. That's why he was saying that he felt like, in the designer side of him, it felt like a forbidden fruit in his eye. It felt like an exploitation. He wasn't against it. He's like, well, it's really one of those things you shouldn't be able to do. And it does, and he did say after a while it does affect the gameplay mechanics. That was something came straight from the quotes from the actual article. And there's other aspects of it that it affects as well too. So, and he's saying a lot of times players, they don't think about these things. But he himself thought it was a really cool concept just in general as a mechanic. He thought it was a really neat feature. But it's one of those things where he's like, okay, for the general benefit of the game or this one really cool ability, it was a general good thing, So, I mean, that's how he took on it. So I kind of get where he's saying. And he's not, and it's not like, oh, people are complaining about this, we're shutting it down. I mean, it's not like that. It's just, he's like, he explored it. He's like, wow, that's pretty freaking sweet that they can do that. But, you're really not supposed to. So he had to change it, is what he was saying. It had to go away for that reason. That's what he was talking about.
In my whole opinion, it's not an exploit. And my reason for feeling this is because one, it's in a lot of FPS games. Someone said to me, it's not in COD. It was in COD. Fuck you. It used to be in COD, but you
that is
so
true.
it got taken out.
I can 100% vouch for this. She's right. It is actually a thing. It was a thing that was in COD. She's right.
It's in Splitgate. It's in Apex. Well, it was in Apex. It's in loads of games. It's a basic mechanic, in my opinion, because as a keyboard and mouse player, we have that ability to do 180 turns, 360 turns. We can do that. Exactly. That is part of having these pieces of equipment. So it's like in Siege, you can't jump or anything in Siege. So obviously, tap strafing isn't really a thing mid-air, but you do tap strafe in general. But you still see people doing 360 turns and headshotting people. What are they going to turn? Are they going to say no? You can't use a mouse now because you're doing 360 shots. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. In Apex is very much about free movement. You know, you've got Valkyrie who has a jetpack. You've got Octane who has jump pads. It's all about being able to jump and, you know, use your abilities to the advantage. And in my opinion, I think tap strafing is just a part of the game. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense to be able to go on an Octane pad and do a 360 turn. That makes sense to me. That's the game. That doesn't, even if I was on console or on a controller, I wouldn't cry about that because I'm like, that takes skill to learn. It's not an exploit, otherwise everyone would be able to do it. It's not a glitch.
Yeah, as a throwback to an article I read that we didn't discuss here on the podcast, and I see your comments, Hedgelord. I see them, and I think Mal sees them too. We'll get to them in a minute. But as a throwback, think about like people who play Tetris, speedrun Tetris. And they're working on roles and stuff like that. That's something that it's a skill that you have to develop. It's something that you have to develop. You can't just sit here and, you know, pick up a controller, an old school Nintendo controller, and say, oh, I'm going to do roles now. No, it's not like that. You have to actually learn how it works. You have to learn the mechanics of how your hands got to go and all that stuff. And there was this kid that came up with this brand new way to play with massive, like, you know, speed. And it was a adjustment on an old way. But he had made adjustments where it was more free moving. It was a lot easier for you. So I mean, and that kind of makes me think about that. You know, those type of things. Tetris isn't made for speed play. No. Tetris is made to, you know, to work your brain, strategize, and all that stuff. Speed play is something that came out of it. It's like, oh, how fast can we do this? Oh, let's check it out. This is really cool. You know, and it has just been evolving ever since. So if it's a skill that is learned, I get where your mindset is on that, Muser. You and Katie is both. It being a skill, it's not something that the average person can do. So you're gonna have like these few people in a PC, you know, lobby that are gonna be able to do this ability that, you know, is like what, maybe let's just pick out a number like 2 out of 10 maybe you can do it or something like that. So I mean, and it's not gonna be something that the common person is gonna be able to do. Yeah, I agree. People complain a lot about shit like that. I get it. People complain. They want something to whine about. They want to complain about how fast. They want to complain. That's not fair. Or there's so much lag on the server. Blah blah blah. You know, they always, people want something to complain about.
Yeah.
My take on that article it didn't come from a complaint thing. It came from a design idea, from a design mindset. I was like, okay, on the big spectrum of things. You know, I mean, so that's one reason why, you know, I kind of have respect for him. Now, if it would have just been saying, oh, we got people whining about this, we're cutting it, that would have been a whole nother level of like, why are people acting crazy about a skill? Seriously. You know, I mean, and that's, every game has its own little skill, you know, tweaks that you can do. And it's just one of those things. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Every game has a skill tweak that you can find or do or learn or practice and get hella good at it. You know, it's just what it is. That doesn't matter what game it is. That's never going to change.
Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was about, while you two are having a great discussion about it, I was about to say, was it like kind of like, I'm not saying exploit, because as you rightly said, everyone would have known about it from the start. But I mean, it's, you kind of think it's I don't want to say lucky skill, because that's not a cheek. I feel like I'm saying it as a cheek, but I'm not at the same time. But it's more like, if you get that skill, then fair play that you know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I do agree, like when you've got a console and PC, when you do like esports, they should be separated, completely separated. Because I know for a fact some, you know, some stuff like, you know, the console, like who would be the best person on console? Who would be the best person on PC? And like when them two collide, it's kind of like, oh, there's going to be a massive advantage to one or the other.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I feel like I don't know why they've done it like that because do you know what I mean? It's you know, it's really annoying as well for like I don't know how long you've been playing Apex for, Muser, but from your experience and I know I love your streams by the way, yours and Katie's when you do the
Thank you.
Apex streams, and I'm like, come on, we'll shoot, and I'm like, you know where all the tactical stuff is from the Apex side, and PC is a lot different to the console, a
This is
lot
very true.
different,
Absolutely.
and
Completely.
it's totally different aspects, and if you get them to collide you get this, which I feel like, I know it's not like a complaint, but it's like more of taking off a
Mhm.
not a glitch, but like an exploit that you kind of guessed, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's kind of unfair, really, to be fair, but no one else will know.
The
That's
Hedge.
issue. Oh,
I was
go
gonna
on.
say hedge. I was gonna catch what Hedgelord said in their chat.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Hedgelord says whoever stole my furniture is a criminal of the worst kind. Yes. Um, I again, I will not comment in any way. I've got no room. That's the honest truth. I've got
He's
no
got a
room.
really small space.
Yeah.
I've seen. He showed me a little bit of it on the camera. I was like, wow, okay,
So
dude, you're so tiny space, man.
I know it's because of
Yeah.
too much extra bits. Anyway, Hedge Lord says the worst exploit is when people use their superior eyesight to see stuff. I have pixels
True.
for eyes, silvers of pixels. So
Slivers of pixels.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
yes.
true. I have eyesight problems, so half the time I'll say to Katie, she's got much better eyesight than me, and I'll say, I can't even see who you're bloody shooting at. Do you know what I mean? so, so like,
Yeah.
it is the way with these sort of games. It's so true.
absolutely. Hedgelord says angry lighting would be a good Twitch addition, like red for around. Now, I just saw Muser. If you for the people who are listening on the audio, Muser's got like a lightning background of the red. So green means she's calm, red she's angry.
Green does not mean I'm calm. Purple's calm.
Okay, purple calm. What's green then? Now,
Green is
unsure.
yeah. I don't know. This is some random colours.
So,
Excuse me, guys.
yeah, I was going to say it's all got a mixture now, so we don't know what's going to
Yeah.
decide on the Muser. It's there we go, purple now, so she's calm at the minute now, guys. For now,
For
Kate,
now.
Casey says Muser doesn't need mood lightning. The octopus is already angry in the background.
I'm mostly happy with a side of anger. So, accurate representation.
That's great. I love it.
So what Muser's got in the background is a couple of octopus type.
Little plushies. She got plushies.
Octopuses.
Octopi. Actually, I think it's
Octopi.
octopi. I think it is octopi.
You got angry then.
Oh, so cute.
Then I've got a blue to purple and an orange to yellow one as well.
So I'm sure just before we started the stream, you said one of them was going to be called Pinky, and I was going to say, what's the brain? Which one's the brain? Pinky and the brain.
It's a good idea.
So that's so good. So, but yeah, I mean, I honestly did not know about that trick, even though I've played COD, Valorant. That's the honest truth. I did not know about that. Plural is octopuses. Yeah, octopuses.
Precursor octopi.
I feel like I still have quite a lot to say about the strafing in terms of God, what was I gonna say? I have a lot to say, but I can't remember.
Yeah. That happens to me a lot.
At the end of the day, tap strafing is something that's done by quite high level individuals. Like I said, it's a skill, right? So for example, I'm platinum rank, and Katie's diamond. So she's a little bit higher than me.
I was going to say, which one's higher? Is it the diamond? Is it platinum?
So it goes bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, masters, pred. and the top half of that would be doing tap strafing. The bottom half, you wouldn't see it unless there were Smurfs. Obviously, you got to remember Smurfs are a thing.
Smurfs always a thing. Smurfs are always a thing in every game like that.
Exactly. So tap strafing is something that they will bring back, and I know they will because there's a lot of noise about it. They have to bring it back because otherwise the game is just going to be like you're just removing basic mechanics, in my opinion. You know, it's like, for example, aim assist. Let's talk about aim assist. People get angry when I mention aim assist. It's a big point. When you're on console, when you play on console, you have a 0.6% increase of aim assist, right? When you're on a controller on PC, it's 0.4. And Katie is good at the game, but I notice her aim is a lot more precise because she's on the controller, whereas with a mouse, because it's so much more fluid, your aim's actually harder because there's much more control of recoil, much more control of, you know, precision and stuff like that. So if you're gonna complain about like, oh, it's not balanced, take away aim assist, because I get killed by people on controllers all the time and it's so annoying. Like, just because they've got a peacekeeper and a bit of aim assist on their bloody controller, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? It's like little things like that. You can't take away one advantage without taking away, you know, get rid of it. Let's see people on controller play Apex in PC lobbies without any aim assist. They would go home.
And Penguin, that is not even just an Apex thing. That's
exactly
any game.
Valorant,
any of those FPS. Always.
Absolutely. And I'll be like, what do we do from this? While the discussion of aim assist, we got shitload of comments.
Okay, yeah. See, I mention it and it's instant comments.
Yeah.
I was mentioned about Hedgelord says plural is octopuses. Good evening to Crap Mo Shtank. That's how you pronounce it. I do apologise if I got that wrong. At the end of the day, it's the end of the day. Yeah, that's a great quote for that, to be fair.
Very true. Very true.
Katie says, that's very wise words. Absolutely. And Katie says, octopuses. Hedgelord says, no, it really is octopuses. I'm a marine biologist part-time. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh. You're in trouble. You're in trouble now.
Woo.
Sunshine, you're in trouble now if you're in that. I need aim assist on P's. That means please. So PC. Oh, I thought it said please. Well, I'm trying. We can't do anything about it. Case position. I am sick as.
Katie is sick as fuck. To be fair, she's
sorry,
brilliant.
Katie.
Please
so sick, like awesome sick. Awesome sick. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Awesome sick, yeah.
I thought you were like sick. I'm like, oh my god, everybody's getting sick. What the hell?
Please don't take away aim assist. That's what Katie says. Crap says it's easy to control with a mouse. It is.
It's not.
Oh, is it not? Is it not?
No, it's not, because what you have to consider. How do I explain this? Right. If I was using a controller and aiming at a target, right, just one of the bots in the training thing, right, you have that aim assist. So basically, you've already got some instant kind of snap. I know it doesn't quite work like that, but that's the best way to explain it, right? You've got this kind of snap towards the target, right? So the recoil is going to be far more easier to control because you're already getting snapped towards the target, right? Whereas on a mouse, yes, it's far more accurate, but you need to control that, and that's not easy to control. That's why sometimes, I'll if I have it on a very low sensitivity on my mouse, I can kind of track almost as they move. However, if you have it on just literally 0.1 higher sensitivity, that can go. That you will your mouse flies across the screen. The recoil on an R99, for example, unless you're up close, it just goes in the air. 301 is easy to control because it's already got kind of like aim assist on the gun. It's the most accurate gun in the game. But yeah, so it's like it is more accurate and it is faster. I agree with you, Crap. I really do. But to control it, I used to be on console, and I came to PC many years ago. It's completely different kettle of fish. Completely.
Absolutely.
It's a very big difference playing controller and keyboard. I can tell you from playing both sides of it. Like, for example, like I do GTA a lot, and when I was doing races with GTA, races on PC,
I'll miss
not
you.
PC, but with the console with the guys and the girls, it was different working with a controller on a car than it is for me to do GTRP and driving with my keyboard. It's like
You said mouse,
I'm
didn't
trying
you?
to. I'm about to say. I am. I'm driving and moving around my mouse too, though. But like my keyboard is where I have to use the left, right, front, back, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different ball game. And it's also different when you're looking around on controller as opposed to looking around on mouse. And it's I mean, it's a whole, and it took me a little while to learn how to drive in the city because I had never played GTA on keyboard ever. So it was like I was coming from console to keyboard. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And even now, I'm still kind of crap. But but at least I own it, and I'm getting better. That's all that matters.
Oh, absolutely.
I've just seen the comment from I just want to obviously continue the discussion here. You just saying about obviously how people used to come into console lobbies with keyboard and mouse and dominate essentially. Yeah, that's cheating. Simple as. Like, it's easier for us to do that because in console it's a completely different game. This is what I'm trying to explain. When you play on console, the game mechanics change because you can't tap strafe. You can't, it's like even just moving left and right and then 360 and we can still do that even though you've got rid of tap strafing. We can still do that, but you would struggle to do that in console lobbies because your controllers don't have that fast ability. So yes, while playing on keyboard and mouse is more accurate and it's faster and it's easier to kill people in console lobbies, when you're actually paired up against a good player with a controller who has aim assist and can tap strafe on elite controllers, you're pretty equal. You're pretty equal. That's why me and Katie play. Katie plays on a controller and she's friggin' amazing, and that's because she knows how to work that controller to her play style. Whereas if I was to go and play Apex on a controller, I wouldn't get a single kill. I know I wouldn't because I'm so used to the precision and speed of a keyboard and mouse that I wouldn't adjust enough. So yes, it's good and it's better to have keyboard and mouse, but there are benefits of playing on a controller.
Luke says in my chat, he goes, my fingers hurt when I play for extended times on PC.
Yeah.
Yes, mine do too. Especially when there's especially when you're playing on a keyboard and you gotta stretch for things. I mean, that can be a real problem. I have to take breaks. I have to take a small break, like just kind of shake my hands out, especially when I'm playing for an extended period of time, or just let my hands set still for a while. That's why a lot of times even when people watch my streams with the RP, I'll be standing still and not doing anything except maybe moving my mouse back and forth just to look around because I'm giving my hand a break. Because if I'm in that car and I'm going back and forth and then I've got to reach to speed up or I've got to run to speed up, I got to reach. I mean, it's not very far stretch to shift, but to crouch in the RP server, it's control, and so it's like a stretch to reach control to try and crouch, and I'm like, I gotta give my hands a break sometimes. I really do. So anything that you play on keyboard is completely different than playing on controller.
I actually have a couple of tips regarding using a keyboard and mouse to reduce pain. So one, obviously playing more on a keyboard and mouse, you will just naturally get used to it. So when I first started playing in 2017, I played Siege. I had the same issue. Like, I had to actually rest my fingers because they would just be so achy. However, one of the best tips I can give you is to make the keys more appropriate. Control for crouch, get rid of it. It's C. Change it to C. Okay, use your mouse. If you've got side buttons on your mouse, make it a melee, make it something appropriate, something that you're going to need quickly, something that maybe you have to stretch more for. And that's why I literally use in any games, doesn't matter Rocket League, Siege, Apex, bloody Human Fall Flat. You know what I mean? Any games, I have it set to pretty much the same keys, and I'm literally just using WASD, crouch, which is C, space, which is jump or vault, Z for prone, if you do have a prone option, shift is run. And that's literally it. Like, so you're barely moving your fingers at that point. The only time you'll have to stretch is if you quickly need to throw a grenade.
Yeah.
And that'll be G. So, like, if you make it those kind of like literally, what, 3 rows of things, that way your fingers will adjust much better rather than stretch into control and stuff like that, because I used to have the same problem. So just trying to find more comfortable keys will help.
Luke says the only time I use keyboard is Roblox with my friends, so keybinds aren't really a thing there. So
That's fair enough.
I've got like the gaming keyboard where you got like the proper mechanical keys. I feel like that's more better than a normal keyboard. And I know obviously what Muse has said with the side buttons of the mouse. I absolutely love it, and it's very quick, responsive as well. You're all right, Chance. We'll let you off.
Yeah, I just had a little belch. We're good.
A little belch. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna read some of the comments just while we was talking about the keyboard itself. Following on from Katie, so please don't take away aim assist. I'll be nothing. Ha 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 ha.
Lies.
Headfloor says someone hide her Ritalin.
Ritalin.
Ritalin. Ritalin, if that's how you pronounce it. Crab says the speed and accuracy I've got on my mouse compared to a controller is crazy. That's what we were just discussing about as well. Kate says mainly me. Oh, okay. I don't know what was that about, but if Crab says if you're coming from a console background, then go to a mouse, which I did this last year when I had the PC.
Yeah, he did.
It's a lonely world. It's it's a completely new ball game. As you know, you go from the beginners league to the pro league in a matter of 5 seconds straight away without any issues. And
do you need a break from reading your comments? Because I'll read them for you, Malk, if you'd like.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you know in a minute. I lost it there.
I can play mouse and keyboard, yeah.
Yeah, Kate says I can play mouse and keyboard for Valorant, but nothing else. Yeah, Katie, you are sick. You are sick.
Cheers.
Katie says I'm the worst. Get lost, Katie. You're not the worst at all.
She's awesome.
She is. She's absolutely awesome. Crab says that's why some games they're banned controller lobbying with mouse and keyboard. There was a video where PC games hooked up their mouse and keyboard to a console and they destroyed controller lobbies.
That was the discussion we were talking about.
Yeah, we have mentioned that. But to be fair, when I was on Xbox in between 2011 and 2014, that was already a banned thing. That was already considered cheating. So to be fair, it was already implemented in a lot of games on console. So obviously, if you played with any basically anything other than the controller would have, get you banned. So that's been a massive thing for a long time anyway. So.
Absolutely. Hedgelaw says, I use a trackball from the 80s arcade game A Centipede. That might be part of my problem. That and the vast consumption of Class A narcotics. Is that how you pronounce it?
Why?
Why? Why? Crap says, I will always use a controller for driving games, though. You have better control. I do agree.
That's what I was talking about with the cars, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's different.
Crap says, same with brake and speed adjustments. Hedge says, to reduce pain, view my comment above, which I've just done. Now that's what I'm trying to do. Case says, because you said all the comments, so I said they were mainly from me.
That makes sense.
I am so sorry.
Luke said Luke had made that comment about keyboard for Robloxes, and they usually have the usual WASD shift control features.
Yeah.
So.
And last thing to say about keyboard and mouse, like if you do play keyboard and mouse on, say 1 game, 2 games, just switch to keyboard and mouse. Like, I'm sorry, it takes a month of learning, but it's worth it. It is so worth it. I hate controllers. I think they're disgusting. People who play them are just just switch, just do it, please. Because it's like Katie plays keyboard and mouse on Valorant, and if she was to play actually, commit to Apex, I said this 2 months ago, she would hit Masters easily. She would, because control only gets you so far, in my opinion. So if she was to switch, and she knows, I've said this to you, she was to switch and, become confident with a keyboard and mouse, she would be next level. Absolutely. Because she's so good already.
Oh,
You're so complimented, Katie.
I know. If Katie was here, there would have been a
All the
music
love.
Katie on there, to be fair. So it's all good. Edgelord says, your comments are the main reason I am watching this, Kate. Well, thanks.
She's
Well,
immaculate.
thanks,
She's just
man.
brilliant. Yes.
Absolutely. So we've got one more discussion. One more, and we already hit nearly the hour mark.
We got one more article.
I won't rant too much about this one.
Luke made a comment. He said, "I'll never play Red Dead 2 on keyboard and mouse." And RTK goes, "I don't trust people who play without controller for RDR2."
Oh dear.
He paid me to say that, Hedgelord. Oh my gosh. All right, we have one more article to cover real quick, so we can go into the next section, which will be our actual discussion today. So.
Again, another Muser's favourite game, I'm hoping, as well, is Valorant. As well.
Yes, okay.
So Valorant's new map aims to rethink, in quotes, some entrenched design ideas about competitive shooters. I did not mean that, sorry, in that sense. I meant to say entrenched.
It was a perfect moment for me to do my cute little smile. Thank you.
I thought, oh shit, I better not say something bad.
No, you said entranced, and I said,
yeah, rethink some entranced design ideas on this. Yeah, I pay to say that on the stream as well for saying entranced.
He doesn't get paid. Don't listen to him. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. New map is called Fracture. I have seen an image of it, to be fair, and it looks really good. Set in the Mirrorverse, like Mirrorverse itself, and placed between an overgrown jungle and a desert. Mirrorverse is where the evil imposter versions of the agents come from. Oh, that's quite nice.
Yeah.
H-shaped map which starts defenders in the center of the two bomb sites with paths for attackers to come up on either side. Map can be crossed quickly with zip lines, which I don't think we ever seen the zip lines in.
We have seen them, small ones, in terms of going up vertical play and going across in Icebox. The one where you go straight, you go on that long one,
Yeah, sorry, I thought I'm on about like the proper zip lines, from like Apex does, like from one island to another. I thought, sorry, I should know this by now. I should be banned from Valorant after that now. Riot wanted to play with space in the game, which I would have loved to have seen. Space.
He's talking about what the comment is talking about the concept of the space of the map is what I'm saying. Sorry, there you go. Correction.
It would be great to have space.
Space would be really cool, yeah.
And Joe Larson compared the map to Lord of the Rings Two Towers as well. In quotes, I'll say this quick. As the orcs are breaking down the gates, Aragorn and Theoden ride out to meet them, Lansford explains. Gandalf and the riders of Rohan storm down the mountain from the other side, when you're on defense. And both A and B players push out to flip the tables and pinch attackers instead. It always reminds me of this moment. That's the quote. Riot.
So the guy was Lansford, not Lan. That was my fault. My correction. Sorry, I'm making my corrections right now. Go ahead. Sorry.
So basically, the guy's called Joe Lansford, not Lanson. So I do apologise for any technical difficulties. I'm blaming Trance 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Riot has teased that this map will feature interactive objects. Ooh. Not much info on what that means. But Episode 3 Act 2 drops on September the 8th, which is 4 days away, bringing the new map with it. So I'll start off. I'm quite excited, even though I haven't played much recently because obviously work other bits have come in. I normally do with the squad, the Valorant squad, on Monday nights, and we do enjoy, our squad like shooting, pew 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 type stuff
Yeah.
as well. And that's what we love about. That's what we love. Just have fun, have a good time, and if we win,
Yeah.
that's a pure bonus because we were just like we are telling them to feck off because we are the best. Bish bash bosh type stuff. But I'm quite excited, to be fair, and I think it's going to bring. I'm hoping there'll be a different aspect to the game, like how I could say Fortnite, where they did to loads of different modes, and then you got like Apex, where they did bits of the different modes at the siege, like each season that they did as well. So, what's your thoughts of it, guys? What's your thoughts of the new map, and what's your thoughts of it coming out in the next 4 days, as what we've been told by PC Gamer as well?
When I was reading this article, I was like, it's an H-shaped map, which is really cool. Like, to me, it sounds like a really, really interesting like map concept. And I haven't played Valorant recently, but when they dropped Breeze, that was one of my favorite new maps because I loved the way that it was set up and how it had that either side, and then you had your center section. Your mid was actually an actual mid, like it was mid between A and B.
Yeah.
So you like mid window, you knew exactly where you were going. So but I like the idea. They're trying to play with the concept of the different area within the game. I like that they're exploring and testing it and seeing, hey, what if we change the map up and made it like this so it doesn't get boring.
Yeah.
A lot of people, myself included, a lot of people were, well, not myself included, a lot of people didn't like Breeze, I guess because it was too similar to some of the other maps that they have. But they like the games, the maps that have different concepts, like I want to say Haven, where it has A, B, and C as opposed to just A and B.
Yeah.
And my personal, and I don't mind Haven so much. My personal worst ever map that I hate playing is Split.
Yeah.
I hate Split, and for that, and there are a lot of reasons why people like Split. But personally, I don't like it because I don't like how it's set up. But I like how they're trying different concepts with the different maps. I like how they're sitting there saying, okay, well, we got this map that does this. We have this map that's set up like this. This map has an extra location. What if we make an H-shaped map and make it easier faster to travel by zip line as opposed to running?
Yeah,
How is that going to change the gameplay? How is that going to make things different for the players? How is that going to refresh everything for them?
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate that they're doing that. And I appreciate that they're not just, going with the same, formula A plus B equals X. I like that they're kind of mixing it up and playing with that. I have not seen, I'm pretty sure the trailer's already out because it's only 4 days away. I have not seen the upcoming information about Fracture or the actual episodes coming up, episode 3, Act 2. I have not seen it. I should probably, but
you should.
I
You should.
think that they should. I think that playing with a different a twist on everything,
Yeah,
it's probably going to play into the actual release of the patch.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be really cool because the fact that they're exploring with the maps means they might actually they're trying different things, which is. Whenever I was a Minecraft player, whenever something new came out in Minecraft, we always make a joke saying, oh, it's like a whole new game. And I kind of like that they're trying to give that whole new game feel to Valorant as well.
absolutely. And I quite look forward to it because it's a new map. Everyone knows how to. I'm not saying exploit or use tactics to try and win the matches in the Valorant
Whether it's
itself,
skill
but
or not.
other skill, other skill. But I feel like with a new map, it's a whole new ball game again. It's going to be totally different.
We're
No
going
one
back to
knows.
ground zero. No one knows anything about this map except for what they've told us.
Yeah.
And so we're going back to an even playing field. So, okay, well, you can explore this map, see what you can do with this map, and then find the best strategy for the map. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Muser, I know we've been talking about it, but this should be your favourite game as
It's
well.
not my favorite game, and I'm going to say this kindly.
I said it
Go ahead.
kindly until you said
Go ahead.
no. It's
There's a lot wrong with the game, hence why I can't like it as much. I like it, I play it, but
Yeah.
I get angry at it because they need to fix the
Oh, yeah.
fucking game, right? There's a lot wrong with the game, and I would rather they fix aspects of the game than a new map, personally. But I always welcome a new map. Love a new concept, love a new map. It freshens things. It makes you think more about who you're going to play. Obviously, I know personally from playing many FPS games that you play different people based on the map or based on your tactics, etc. So
Yeah.
it's just going to freshen things up again and bring in new tactics and stuff. But I just personally, like, they brought in zip lines. Do you know what you could have done instead? Made us run. Why
Yeah.
can't we run? Why do we walk slow like we do in Phasmophobia? It's bullshit. If you were an agent, you'd run. You wouldn't walk, would you? Like,
No.
it just doesn't make sense. So, and the other thing about it is the stammer. Like, once someone starts shooting you, the reality is you're dead, right? Because
Yeah.
once you're hit, you get stammered, right? So you can't like react essentially, which like it's just a disadvantage like for anyone because once someone all you have to do is pre-fire someone around the corner and you've won basically.
Yeah.
So like I said, I do welcome the map, but I would have also liked to just like here you can run now.
Yeah.
That would have made my bloody day, and that would literally make me want to play the game more because the amount of times it's like it takes so long to just get like somewhere just because you can't, you have no speed. So like people play Jet for a reason. It's because she has that boost, she has that movement. In Valorant, you just don't have that free movement. Once again, you can tap strafe in Valorant. They'll probably remove it because piss babies. Am I right? So like, I don't know. It's just like it's a free game. This is why I allow it. It's a free game like Apex. But for me, I would have just liked, I don't know, some more substance in the game. Just something more than just a map. Like if they said we've got a new map and there's some massive changes coming to just mechanics or just something that makes me go, that makes it better.
Yeah.
They have been slowly changing some of the mechanics. They went to a more move and shoot kind of concept at one point.
Yeah.
And on the note about Phasmophobia, we covered this. I think it was last week or the week before.
You can now run.
You can now run,
which is amazing.
That's now an actual thing. So yeah, that's actually a thing now. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. There are issues, and this is only just covering one aspect of this patch. There may be other changelog things they put into. What did we change? What mechanics did you change? But this is just one aspect of the actual hey, this is coming. This is a really cool thing to be excited about. A new map, yay! With a new gameplay style. So I mean, they might make other adjustments too over time. I mean, it's only been out for not that long.
I was just gonna say it's still a very new game.
Yeah, it's still really
this
new.
game could be totally different in 4 years' time. Totally different, and I look forward to seeing it develop. But they just, I don't know if a map being the big thing is going to be enough every kind of like, but I look forward to seeing the map and when obviously if Mount can play with us at some point, trying out tactics and just having some fun, probably falling off zip lines and
probably.
Just it's fun. Can't complain about a new map. Love a new map. So that's the general summary.
Hedgehead made some comments. Said Valorant's movement is like wading through treacle in a waking nightmare of moribund blandness.
Accurate.
Wow, that's heavy. That's very metal. I love it. Stammered or staggered.
You know what I mean.
Babies are assets introducing a new flavor.
It's not lemon. It's not lemon anymore.
No. Oh, thanks. I'm going to look at Bassett's now and see a lemon. I'll be like, yeah, that's the piss baby flavor.
I'm sorry.
We have scarred his mind for life about this.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah,
Disgusting.
disgusting. But yeah, as I do miss the Valorant nights, and
Yeah.
when I do it, I'll just go rampage, like rampage, and I'll just go for it, just and just see what happens. Normally you would just be hard, like wait and go like proper tactical scenarios. But yeah, it should be insane stuff. Hedge says, "Well, it was one
Oh.
of Yaz."
Well, it was one of yours.
Was it one of Yaz?
One of us.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
guys. After an hour and 12, well, nearly an hour and 13 minutes. I can't
Woo!
believe this is the first segment. We thought it was going to be the shortest.
It's okay.
I-
We had a lot
to
to
be-
talk about though, and we had a long intro too, so it's kind of part of it.
Yeah, and I talk a lot. Like I rant, so like
That's fine. My nose is going crazy. Don't mind me, guys. Francis' nose is just going psychotic right now. I don't know what's going on. It's itching like
Oh.
crazy.
Don't worry, we'll let you off just this once. So basically, we've talked about the PC console news from this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So then, Ed says it seemed like a mere eternity. Well, we tried our hardest to try and aim for under an hour, but it's a good discussion. It's good.
It's a good discussion. It's good content. That's important.
So now we're coming to segment 2, which is the main discussion topic. Now, in our notes, we've got 2 topics. So normally we would have one straight away, but Trance, I'll let you decide which one which would do to pick.
Honestly, I would rather the viewers to decide what we talk about.
Okay.
Let's mix it up. Let's make it interesting.
Ooh. So viewers, if you are watching it from myself, Retro Wolf Live, or from Trance's, Trans Gamer Girl, there's two articles that we'll be talking about. So the first one, it's called Simulator Games. What is the appeal? The reference article says
Don't worry about like the topics of discussion. Just
Okay.
the reference article and the topic.
Oh, okay. So
Good.
okay. I don't know what to say in the next one because there's no title for that. So basically,
yeah. Okay, so I'll do it. I'll do it. Fine.
thanks,
Okay,
Trans.
so first option, guys, is if we talk about simulator games, what's the appeal? And that comes from like an article that was found about lawn mowing simulator being a thing, and revealing some very strong feelings. The other topic is a little bit more Starfield information, talking about how Starfield PS5 is not happening according to Bethesda. So 1 or 2 in the chat if you guys have a vote. 1, simulator games, what's the appeal? 2, the fact that Starfield PS5 is apparently not happening according to Bethesda. So you guys go ahead and make a vote in those chats about that while we talk amongst ourselves.
So apparently, Katie says MuserPenguin's beautiful hair.
No.
Yeah.
I
I have pretty hair. I just never leave it down. Like, I mean, it's short, but it's pretty.
Yeah.
I just never put it down. Actually, you know what? Let's do that now.
Yeah, do it. Go for it.
Everybody compliments me on my hair.
You'll see the slow motion kicking in. Like, hey, damn! Oh my god, damn. Unfortunately, I can't do it because I'm really bald itself, so I can't really do it.
I usually pull it back because if I have earphones on, it pushes it back anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like poof. But normally it curls up a little bit. You can kind of see it on the bottom where my hair is like a little bit like it's dry, but it's like, curlier down here. I actually need to cut it again.
For the guys who are listening in the audio type, listening back in the podcast itself, we do apologise for any technical difficulties. We can't explain as much as we've hair over here and over there. So Trans is trying to sort out her hair
Again.
and showing off to all the viewers at the same time as well. Edgelord, you are amazing, mate. You're an absolute god. Penguin Simulator 4.0 is wonderful.
Aww.
So, and then it put, and this is where it went from that to down.
This is what Hedge does.
He went, I have the nude mod installed. It's pure filth.
Wow.
I am speechless with that Hedge. I'm
Do you guys
speechless.
have a vote on the discussion y'all want us to talk about? Which one of the two? We
I
kind
think
of got off
it's good.
topic, which is totally cool. I'm okay with that. Fully
I thought
interactive.
I thought I thought you was going to say let's vote on this. Will this penguin simulator go live at this situation? I thought, God.
Petition, make it happen.
But Hedgelord is absolutely a god. We'll have to give him a shout out in a minute as well
He's
because
what?
he's
He's
absolutely
what, Mel? He's what?
he's a
What is it?
legend.
What is it?
Is it God?
He's
Is a Lord?
come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
What?
You're not. He's not doing it. Never mind. He's not doing it.
What? He's legend. Wait for it. Wait. Oh, he's got a comment. I have the VR gloves and everything. Oh,
We're up in the air over
scary,
here.
scary,
There
scary.
you go.
See, I got you there. I was
I
reading
was
the
waiting
comment.
for that.
No, I was just I did that on purpose. To be fair, have you got any numbers from your side,
I
France?
do not. We might have to make a decision ourselves. So, what would you guys rather talk about? Since our viewers are having their own little discussion with us.
Well, the
What would you
viewers
guys
are
rather
talking
talk
about
about?
Penguin Simulator 4.0.
Yeah, they are. They are.
To be
They are.
fair, and Penguin's Muse is like, "How dare you talk about it live on this podcast?"
I don't care.
This is why I love Musa. She's absolute legend. Wait for it. Dairy, legendary. As
Okay.
well.
I was waiting for it.
So,
I was behind.
uh,
There was a
I,
delay.
I was waiting for that
I'm
movement as well.
sorry. I
But
let you down, Malk, this time. I'm sorry.
that's three times. Three
3
times. I'm not
times
saying this.
today.
3 times the lead. So simulator. I'm gonna go for me. I would like to talk about the simulator because I like to talk about not just what they're referencing on, but I like to talk about all the different types of simulators
Oh yeah,
as
Okay,
well.
cool.
But
Then
okay,
simulators it is by anonymous vote of
and
the
also,
people.
you know, the simulation is kind of like what I. This is so random, by the way. But basically, that's what my server is called, my personal server, and my Apex club is called the Simulation because it references Muse, who is part of my name. So we've gone full
Nice.
circle here of
I
Yay!
can't,
simulations.
I cannot believe we've just I did not even know about that. Like why you got that name. So we will. If we do get that question, if we do get that popped up, now we know why. How
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penguin,
Muser.
itself. So, would you like me to talk about the main discussion, Trans?
It's up to you. Would you like me to, or would you like to take it?
Well, since you're doing the questions, I'll do this very quickly. To be fair,
Musa. Sorry, I just saw Kate say Musa.
I'm not doing the cow, Mo. We're like moose.
Muse are awesome. Yes. Oh, and actually, just for reference, you can't see this; it's upside down, but that says Muse.
Oh, nice! I love it. I love
Oh,
it. That's awesome.
I'm so sorry if people are watching it on screen. Like my head's gone
She was
upside
showing
down.
her. She was showing her tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah, for those who are listening. It's an
absolutely.
infinity. It's an infinity. Eternity.
Yeah.
It's infinity, and it says Muse in the center of it, which is
Yeah.
cool, and inside of it, which is really cool. That's really
That's
cool.
cool.
I like it.
So, we've made a unanimous decision for this simulator topic is basically what is the appeal? Reference article from PC Gamer says the stream reviews for Lawn Mowing Simulator are revealing very strong feelings about lawn mowing. Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that at all. A lawn mowing simulator to talk about lawnmowers? What, they're going to have the most empowered one and like the most less powered one? I don't know. But yeah,
I'll give you a slight rundown of the article so you guys, because I love it when PC Gamer does these random topics and you're like, what the heck are they talking about? Because they're doing clickbait,
yeah,
obviously, which I love. Don't get me wrong, it's great because I'm like, I'm gonna check that out. What the hell are they talking about? So they're saying the article is talking. I think it's an opinion about it. There's a demo out of Lawnmower Simulator, and there was a comment. One player says this is literally the bare minimum of the satisfying lawn mowing experience, said one player. And they're talking about it's just a game about mowing lawns. and one of the people who played it, I guess it was from the PC Gamer crew, said it was surprisingly soothing and meditative.
Yeah.
And they were saying about how people have lots of, if you look at the reviews on the Steam reviews, there's a lot of strong opinions about lawns and the art of mowing them, apparently. But it was, pretty much they're talking about, some people are upset about how they stripped the mechanics down, and some of them are talking about the bare minimum, and some people are saying it's just really relaxing.
Yeah.
And some people saying, oh, one person said grass should be harder to cut in the rain. So
Fair enough.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on now. Pretty much what we're talking about is like simulator games. What is the appeal of them? Why do people be like, oh, we've got trucker simulator, we've got lawn mowing simulator,
Hand
we've got
simulator,
flight simulator,
hand simulator.
surgeon simulator.
Yeah.
There's
simulator.
loads.
It's like bus simulator, farming, which I
Yeah,
think
farming.
that's where it all
Simulator.
started.
Yeah.
Goat
Exactly.
simulator.
Yeah. It's just like,
Endless.
I'm not surprised that there's going to be like a cat simulator, a penguin simulator. There'll be like everything for
There'll be everything.
Goat
Yeah, of course.
simulator. Yes,
Dog
I remember
simulator.
Goat Simulator, Katie.
goats. Oh my god, yeah. It's either farming simulator or goat simulator. It's the two games that I know of that populated so well. And I'm like thinking to myself, how? Why? At
And they have their
first,
own franchise. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
something simulator. It's always franchised.
Yeah.
It's their own line of stuff.
But
So
don't
I
get me-
mean, so we'll get into the discussion now. I'll let you take back over, Malk. I was just giving a little bit of
No.
backstory on the article, so you know.
There you
Since I
go.
did kind of read it through.
There you go.
Hearts.
That's all the love itself.
He
There.
gives me hearts, and I give hearts to everybody else.
Oh, are you just passing my heart? Passing my heart over.
I didn't pass your heart. I shared your heart.
It's cute.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks.
Crickets.
Crickets. Yeah. So for me, the simulator, I do agree, it's more relaxing. Sometimes it can be frustrating, like all games. If you don't get frustrated in games, then get the feck out properly. But it's just simulator games is more about having a, a, a it kind of feels like another job as such,
Yeah.
like, or something that you think, oh, I wonder what would happen if I was a farmer, or what would happen if I was a goat, or what would happen if I was a bus driver.
Because
You
we
know.
all go to bed thinking, what would happen if I was a goat?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
What's going to change into me, but I turn into a goat? Like, I'm not going to do the goat noises because I'm crap at it, to be fair. But what I say is pretty much, I think it's more what if moments, shall we say? What if? Oh, would I be well at bus driving, or would I be well at a taxi simulator? Taxi
Taxi simulator. That might actually be a thing already. I don't know.
If there is, I'm buying it 100%, to be fair. Katie says, I love to be a goat. Bah! Okay. That sounded like a sheep. I'm so sorry. That's the crappiest sound. This is why I'm not doing it again itself. So, but yeah, I think for now, I think it's more enjoyable. Like, I would like to buy, for me, I would love to buy the bus simulator on the PC just for a laugh.
Yeah.
And I bought recently the Euro Truck simulator, or the ones where everyone was streaming on other social media, like on Facebook or on Twitch, or YouTube. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I wish I could do that just for a laugh to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And there's this American trucker who's got the fake front end of the wheel, and I'm like, he's absolutely loving this. He's trying this awkward truck up a hill, and I'm like, he's absolutely loving it. And that's just funny, to be fair, but it's just more relaxing and more enjoyable, and like what if moments, shall we say. But what do you guys think? I've not ranted, but I've said my bits, really. So.
I haven't really played much simulation games, but I have played Surgeon Simulator. Thank you. and it's so difficult, but it's just stupid. And you have to remember, as much as some of us like complex games, stupidity sells. Hand simulator, why? We have most of us, not all, have hands. Why do we need a hand simulator? Because it's stupid, it's funny, it's idiotic. That's why. And most simulations have VR as well, which just it just exacerbates the stupidity of the games. Got there in the end. So yeah, like it's just about having fun and just messing around and just I mean, for me, I think most would be better obviously in VR. But personally, I wouldn't be able to use it because I get motion sick. But yeah, like I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think it sells because sometimes you need mindless, funny games.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just that is just it. That's why they're so popular, because it's stupid. And we're coming into generations now, especially my generation. We're meme lords.
Yeah,
you know, like we want stupid games. We play. I personally haven't done this, but a lot of people my age, play games where it's Japanese schoolgirls flirting, sexual content, that sort of thing.
That's not just your generation. That's across all generations.
Exactly. It sells.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember when Goat Simulator first came out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what the hell is this? And at that time, I was watching people that were streaming and doing videos on YouTube because, well, I wasn't watching people streaming it, but I was watching people doing videos on YouTube about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this craziness? What the hell is this? And like I would watch them just, have fun and do dumb shit as a goat and not die. Just do the feint and just not die. And then there was really cool like little things that you could actually like find out. You could explore in the world. There was cool things that you could wind up doing with your tongue, which was pretty cool. But the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this shit is hilarious. This is just the most dumb, hilarious shit. And you're doing the stupidest things as a freaking goat. And you're not dying. and so I mean and on a personal note, okay. So sometimes the boyfriend will come in and he'll have, a rough day or whatever. And I'll be like, well, we'll go home, whatever. And he'll just literally he'll find the dumbest game in his library or the dumbest movie and just zone out. Drone everything out and just be like, get wrapped up in that so he can be focused on that to get out of his own head and get out of, the day that he had and just have a laugh about stuff. Like sometimes I'll be like, what are you watching? He's like, oh, I'm watching this stupid ass movie. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. Well, he don't say stupid ass movie. He's like, watching a stupid movie. It's one of those things that's stupid funny. He's like, yeah, I just need stupid funny right now. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. I get it. So just doing dumb things, and part of the fun, I think, and I haven't played a lot of the simulator games, but I've seen some of them. And part of the fun, I think, is seeing how dumb and how stupid you can be.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's like, can I jackknife this trailer into the mountain? What's going to happen? How is the physics engine? Can I jump off this crane as a goat and die? Oh my God, I didn't die. The car hit me. I'm blood everywhere. I'm not dead. I mean, it's part of it is testing your limits of idiocy.
Yeah.
To see what you can get away with in this game.
Absolutely.
Now, I feel like ones like Farming Simulator and Flight Simulator are more, more real, more complex, more you got to actually get a
specific. Yeah,
it's a specific thing. But the dumb bullshit ones, like I've seen Surgeon Simulator. I know how shitty that game is and how bad it is, but you wind up having the best times playing it because
Yeah.
you're cracking up at the stupid shit. Like your patient's dying on the table, you're covered in blood. You're like, where the hell
This
are
is
the
brilliant.
forceps?
Where are
I
the
can't
lungs?
fucking find the forceps. Where the hell is this part of the body? Oh my god, I pulled out an intestine.
Oh,
You know?
Exactly.
you know
And
what?
It really is. It really is testing the level of idiocy that
Yeah.
you can get away with in these games. And that's
Yeah.
how I feel about it, you know?
Absolutely. What was you going to say, Musa? Sorry.
I was just going to say, and Surgeon Simulator was such a small, stupid game, and now they've made a second one because it was so
Mhm.
good,
Yeah.
where you can play with friends because they're like, people like this shit. Now we're going to make it so they can do it with their friends, and they know their audience. They know their audience, and they're doing exactly what people want.
Yep.
So
I was going to say there's a few more. I don't know if it's a simulator itself, but there's one called Bread. Like I am bread.
yes, Bread. I've played that. Yeah, I'm Bread. That's so funny.
It's just a piece of bread. If you're not sure what it is, it's a piece of bread, and you just jump, and you just like flop. That sounded so wrong on the stream itself. But basically, it's just like jump and like just hop along and stuff, and like this is so mad,
Yeah.
confused.com, and also so funny at the same time because you just
Yeah.
get away with everything, and then it's just like dirt on the bread. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mangy chuck.
Yep.
But the best one, what made me laugh earlier was when you said hand simulator. I thought you said handsome simulator. Never heard of a handsome simulator. I
No,
thought,
hand simulator.
sorry, I thought the way you pronounced it was like handsome simulator. Like,
Sorry.
whoa, what's going on?
What's that?
What's that for you? Then no. Hedge says I also right. This is Hedge Lord quote, not mine. No, anyone else's. Hedgelord says, I also have the adult version of Hand Simulator that did one hell of a job with that one. I will tell you that now. Hedge, I'm giving you a shout out for that because I did one hell of a job with that quote. I'm not too fair, mate. Yeah, you know what? Stop what you're doing. I'm
Sorry.
just giving them a shout out right here, right now because of that. Uh, head, hedge, lord.
HEDGE.
Yeah, check him out. Check him out as well. Absolute legendary. For one, I am not going to say any more from that. But if you do have the hand simulator, the adult version, don't ever do that
Good for
again.
you. Good for
Good for
you.
you. But don't ever do that again. Oh, no.
Enjoy yourself.
Katie goes, I saw a cat girl VR sex game earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of those type
Yeah.
of games. It was weird.
Yeah.
Now
I'm
you're gonna
not
have
gonna-
everybody looking for that, Katie. Come on.
yeah, everyone will be like, I
Oh
wonder
shit!
what.
What's this?
It's like you're being tracked now on this to find out what's going on. No, but I'm speechless from Hedgelord's comment. To be fair,
I think that's the perfect way to probably end the segment.
topic?
I mean,
actually.
what
Yeah,
do you say after that? What do you say after that?
yeah. I think that's stopped. We've just done 20 minutes of that,
Hedge,
mate.
you have effectively ended this conversation on a high note. And don't be upset. Just it's a good thing.
Hedgelord says there's nothing to check out. I avoid all human contact and produce nothing of value.
Same.
For now.
For now. But you alone, I will give a shout out to Katie in a minute because of the subscription. But you, my friend, have just stopped segment 2 with a bang. Shall we
Hi,
say?
crap. Welcome to my channel. I'd love to be a slice of bread. Yes. It must be a wonderful life just being a piece of bread until you get eaten. And then it's not so wonderful anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
all the love to you, crap. Thank you for popping into my channel, man. I appreciate it.
So we've done 2 segments because I think Hedgelord has stopped that discussion with a period of a bang, shall we say? So this is the part
Stop
where
while you're on top. That's the best way to look at it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the part where I absolutely love the most. And also the Ask Us Anything, which I am going to ask Hedgelord how long's he had that hand simulator for that from that situation, the adult version
And
itself next time.
where can everybody get one? Is what everybody else is wondering.
Yeah, but yeah, from this is the best segment ever because we are going to be asking the lovely, the fantastic Penguin.
User.
Yeah.
So before the stream started, we asked Musa 8 numbers out of 15 of the questions. She does not know the questions.
Nope.
No one knows the questions. Yes, if you're a regular viewer, you'll probably know the similarity of the questions, but they
You'll
don't know the
recognize
exact.
the
But you'll
question.
recognize the questions in those different orders itself. Shani, how you doing? I became well. But yeah, basically, these are nothing related to personal info to say, oh, Musa, can I have your phone number? Oh, Musa, do you know where you live? As well, we're not going to
No.
ask those questions. Oh, I'll
I
be
don't know where I
receptive.
live. Sorry.
I'm so
No.
With
sorry.
everybody else. All the love, Shani. Love you, girl. Thank you for popping in
Yeah.
and saying hi.
But yeah, I mean, we're not going to ask those questions. We're just going to ask her in streamer related questions. That's all we ask for. And the lovely Trance will kick us off with the questions. So
That's
Trance, over to
me.
you.
All right, so we're gonna start off with some questions. Like he was saying, you guys will recognize the questions, but they have been mixed up. Every time I do this, I always mix up the numbers because we're not going to go from lowest to highest. So it's always woohoo, all fancy mixed up numbers. So here we go.
Let's go.
It's going to be first question is going to be, when was the moment you really decided to take up gaming as a hobby?
It wasn't really a choice.
Okay.
I have a 7-year-old brother. Well, he's 7 year older, is what I'm trying to say. He's 7 years older than me. So obviously, growing up, he was always gaming, and obviously, being the younger sister, I was like, "Ooh, what you doing?" So yeah, so I think I was around 5. This is quite bad. I think I was around 5 or 6 years old when I first played my first video game, and that was Doom, the originals, on PlayStation 1.
Nice.
I shouldn't have been playing that at that age because it was 18 rated. Then it dropped to 15, I believe. So I still shouldn't have been playing it, but here we are.
But between us and no one else on the podcast will know what happened with Doom and your age itself. So we know what's going to happen. So we think secrecy is sorted. Oh, sorry, it's on podcast on the Spotify, on Google.
And a bunch of other channels now too.
Yes, I'm going to mention that later on. But I'm so sorry to interrupt.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Doom. I cannot believe you played the
Yeah.
original Doom. I remembered, and I feel really old now. Well, I would say old. I played the original PC on Doom, and it was without doubt one of the most iconic games ever. When it went onto the PS1, again, similarity, a like unbelievable stuff. I just love how Duke Nukem gone from success to then went to the N64 and it was just bag of crap, and then it just got worse and worse as the game's gone by. But I love the originals, and I do agree with you, Musa. Sorry, I do mean to interrupt, but
No, that's fine.
It's a fantastic game.
In my opinion, Doom got me to where I am now, because as a girl, you're not really supposed to enjoy being aggressive, especially at a young age. But there was something about Doom that I loved. I've always liked horror. So the horror aspect of Doom, the fact that there were puzzles, the fact that, you had to kill these things and, just stuff like that. Or it just hypnotized me almost as a kid. And I remember being so young, I used to be able to get so far, and then I because obviously it got more difficult as the game progressed. I used to have to go, James, can you complete the game for me? So I used to sit there and watch him finish the game in the night and complete it for me. And then when me and my brother, there was a situation where my brother left our home, my family home, and went to live somewhere else. So at that point, I realized, holy shit, like, all these games I played with my brother, like Crash Bandicoot, Doom, all these amazing games, I was like, I don't have my brother to play with anymore. And that's how I progressed into it becoming a hobby, because obviously I started going to high school and I would play Halo and COD and Minecraft with all my, I had a few guy friends and my best friend Will, and we used to play all the way through high school, and that's when it officially became a hobby, because I was doing it literally when I wasn't at school, I was gaming. That's when it turned into a hobby. And then obviously as an adult, I became more competitive, and it didn't just become a hobby, it became more of a like a pride thing, I suppose. Like, I'm actually getting better at games, like, because playing COD on console, Black Ops, Zombies, that's for fun. But when I actually got my first boyfriend and he was a PC gamer, and I learned that there's these competitive shooters that are really complex, and Siege, to me, I was like, oh my god, this is so confusing. You put reinforcements up, you put gadgets down, they all do their different. It was just like this new world to me. I was like, what the hell? And then I got my own PC eventually, and I was like, this is it. I'm addicted, to these sorts of games now. So it went from being innocent, seeing my brother play games for me at a very young age, to, oh, now it's a full-time hobby, and I'm actually kind of making money from it as well as a streamer now. So yeah, that's kind of my journey through gaming, I suppose.
Oh,
awesome.
Wicked.
I love it.
As well.
I love it.
Brilliant.
Next question is, who are some of your biggest influences in gaming and or streaming?
I knew this question was going to pop up. I just knew
you
it.
Knew it was
coming. I don't really have idols in terms of streamers. I've never watched big streamers, more of what I watch small streamers, friends, stuff like that. The only big kind of streamer I watch is Sal Siege, and he's recently affiliated. He plays Siege, and he's started playing Apex too, but he's also an artist. So he's only just come to Twitch. So he's my only big, inspiration, I suppose. Other than that, it's it's Malk, it's Katie, it's all the people I play with and I meet and network with that I watch. So yeah, in terms of actual gaming, John Romero, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously, he's he made Doom and other games. He made the foundation
Doom and other games.
He set the foundations of the games I play today. If it wasn't for those games, we wouldn't have Siege, we wouldn't have Battlefield, we wouldn't have whatever. That was the original foundation blocks of gaming, in my opinion. So he's great. And then I don't really know names of people, but who do I like gaming wise? Trying to think. Bethesda in general, quite like Bethesda. They have a lot of glitches, but they've made some cracking games, gotta say. I know John Romero kind of comes from that, but Bethesda on the whole, some excellent games. Can't complain, really can't. So yeah, it's weird. I don't have like idols or anything in gaming, but I can appreciate the games that I play and where they came from. And it's like Apex. I played Apex back in season 2 and I thought it was a piece of shit. I'm gonna be frank with you. I thought this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why is there all these different attachments I don't understand for one gun? Why is there rare and epic and what? It just made no sense. Why is the map so big? And literally, I went from having a 0.003 KD. You don't even understand how bad. Well, you probably do. That is fucking awful. Let's just say that. So I had 1 kill in the whole of season 2, and I left. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Shit. And then I was like, Apex is getting kind of big again. And I met Katie along the way, and then it just became a big thing. So for me, Apex is like an inspiration because I met Katie through Apex.
Yeah.
So like to me, I've like found a best friend through a game,
Awesome.
which is just like, so I can't, like, as much as I hate Apex, I also love it because I wouldn't have Katie without Apex.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like an inspiration in a way. Like I think it's inspiring how games bring people together.
That's
You
very
know,
true.
I wouldn't know Malk if like he wasn't a streamer, if he didn't game and stuff like that. It's it's like I wouldn't be talking to you, Trans, right now if if we weren't streamers and gamers. So
Yeah.
I find that inspiring on its own, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. The people I met, and I tell people all the time, I say I love streaming. I say I've met the most amazing people during streams. Even in GTA, I've met the most amazing people there too. Like people, like. Side note, we're gonna go on a little trip here for a minute. I was recently asked why I stay in the city that I do, for AKA server for GTA RP from a friend. And I was like, well, I really don't have any ties here. I came for other people. But then that kind of fell apart. Well, now that I've actually taken, for those of you who've watched my streams, you know that I've went to a new life. And for now that I've actually taken a new path and a new life, I've come to realize that the reason why I would stay is for the people.
Yeah.
Because I've made such amazing friends just in city. And the same thing goes for streaming. And that's why I was kind of tying the two together. Same thing goes for streaming. I met Teddy through streaming. I met met you through streaming. I met all the people that I talked to, so much. Luke, he was watching my streams, and his family, RTK, my community. I met all of them through streaming, and all my friends like Shani, all the people that I love to hang out with when I'm streaming, when we do GTA RP, or we do GTA races, or we do this, or we do that, we play Phasmophobia or Overcooked or whatever. Jess, I met all of them through gaming and streaming. Yeah. And to me, that is like the best thing in the world. Like that means so much to me. It really, really, really does. Because I love having wonderful people in my life, and I've met all of you wonderful people. Now I've met you too, Muser.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
so I met so many wonderful people in my life just through games. And that's just it's awesome. It really is. And so I completely understand where you're coming from, where you said the inspiration is the people that you meet, because I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad you get what I mean.
let's get some tissue, guys. The tissue's coming in now. Come on.
Happy tears, y'all.
Happy
Okay.
tears. But yeah, I mean, while you mentioned about that, I think I do agree. It's the people that, like, when you're gaming and streaming,
it really is.
it makes it a whole different. I'm not going to say ball game again. It's more different world and a different society as well, and you don't realize it as well. And I would not have been gaming or streaming without Teddy, without yourself, Trans. I'd be like, we wouldn't even do this podcast at all if we ever met at all.
Because of me.
Because of Trans, absolutely. I mean, without the Valorant crew, like of Muser, Katie, the Aries, GG, or Gully Lover Games, who both of them were in the podcast earlier on in the season. So without them, without anyone else, we wouldn't be where we are today. And I personally like to thank them all, and you guys more as well, because without your help, without your contribution,
so much love. I love it.
And then, like I said, without your contribution, I wouldn't be where I am today, to be fair. And that's the same for everyone else. So
I mean, it really is. It really is about the people. Like, no questions. Next question, number 3 for you. I have, what got you into streaming?
I don't know. I've been streaming for a long time, actually. It's coming up to 2 years next month. I think. No, not 2 years. It's coming up to a year next month. Sorry. And I don't even know why I did it. Like, I literally went, might as well give it a go. Literally, it was Halloween. I was like, might as well stream Outlast. Like, why not? Like,
Let's see how it goes.
streamed Outlast. Some of my friends came by, and then it was like kind of just like a regular, like literally like once a month. Like I might have like done it, and then it hit January. So obviously me and Katie were quite close at this point, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing this like full time because I'm on a gap year currently from uni. So I was like, I've got nothing else to do. I play the games every day anyway, so why not just stream it and just like chat to people and they can laugh at me and stuff like that basically.
Yeah.
And it just became a massive thing where once I started doing it full time, I was like, huh, this is really important to me all of a sudden. And then that's
Yep.
when it became like a job, and I hit affiliate in April. And yeah, that's just kind of like how that happened. There was nothing. I never used to watch Twitch, never.
Oh.
It was just a thing that I just thought, why not? And here we are. That is it.
Yeah.
I was bored. Simple as.
That happens sometimes. It really does.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just do
No
this
way.
thing. Why not?
That's insane, to be fair. That's really is insane. Before you carry on, sorry, sorry.
Yes.
Hedgelord says, by the way, Muse's lighting is fully interactive. Just type hashtag colour red, for example. Okay, I have to find out next time. Katie with the love of the is it a cat?
Yeah, she's got a little kitty.
Kitty love.
Kitty love. And then
Kitty love.
thanks Hedgelord, which I'm about to say now. You can
No.
also control the electric probe inserted into Malk using hashtag rectal 100 volts, for example. 100%? No, absolutely not. And I'm so sorry, that's just going to be a disappointing moment. I am so sorry. But that is absolute rejection. I even give you a shout out.
He is a naughty boy. Kay's absolutely right. He's a cheeky boy.
He's a naughty boy.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm
Wow.
getting rinsed. Oh, even I'll give him a shout out as well. Brilliant. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, I mean that's definitely naughty boy. That'll be strike one on that. So, but yeah, sorry about that.
He's gotten this far with only a strike one, so I mean we're doing okay. Next question I have for you is the fourth question. This will be the halfway through.
Ooh.
What things do you look for when deciding on a new game to play?
Oh, so I have this problem of being stuck in my ways, shall we say. So I used to compare everything to Siege because I put so many hours into that game. That was the game for me. That was my favorite game. So I used to be like, oh, it's not as good as Siege. I'm not interested. But now that I'm a bit more, I don't know, like open-minded, I guess. It depends. So I look for things, obviously multiplayer games only. I don't enjoy single player games at all. There's only a rare few exceptions now. So multiplayer, cooperative, usually. Competitive is another thing. But I also kind of like something that brings something new to the table, whether that be, a game mechanic, or it could be story, like a very odd storyline. Beautiful sceneries. Interactions quite important. So for example, I want to know that it's not just, how do I put this, like bot. I want to interact with the game as much, like I want to change the game based on whatever I do. So how in single player games you have stories and you have like conversations, stuff like that. I want that, but in a game, minus like the actual like role playing aspect. I want anything I do to impact the game I'm playing. That's why I like FPS games, because if you shoot your teammate in Siege, you either kill them or you literally lower their health and they're screwed. Or it's just anything like that where it can change in a split second, basically. Environment and team kind of play. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I think I get what you're saying. I get it.
The way you worded it as well, it looks like you sounded like, I know you're doing like the single player modes, but it was like Until Dawn. type stuff or like decision making games
Yeah.
where like story mode. Have you ever heard of like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls or Detroit Become Human? Have you heard of those games?
Kind of heard of them. Yeah,
So it's,
roughly.
so they're all three makes that were made by the same company. I think it's I can't remember the exact company name, but they were made together. And Detroit was like a decision making game. So like where a decision you do, it will affect the whole story
Yeah, yeah.
as it goes forward. And I thought, I don't know, I thought I better not say because I know you said you do not like story single player modes at all, and you would kill me literally on the spot if I said that anymore. So, but yeah, it's just insane stuff. Katie, I've done the stretch. A hedgelord. I've just done the posture check. And guys, you know the drill. Hydrate time.
It's a hydrate. How many we got? Just one?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said, aha! Aha!
Mm-hmm.
Kind of stuff as well. There we go. I'm so sorry. I keep feeling like I'm interrupting everything on this tonight. So
You're not. It's okay.
sorry.
She's just a muser. Okay, so the next question I have for you is there a particular game you grew up playing? You mentioned this earlier on console piece that you'd love to see remade. What
Yeah.
about this game made it great for you?
I've got loads of games I want remade. Loads. I'm talking. So, Doom, and let me kind of go into detail with this one. The original Dooms up until 2, so Ultimate, Final, 2. They obviously brought out 3 and 4,
Yeah.
and they're nothing like the original game. They made it purely FPS single player and multiplayer aspects. And it lost the substance, in my opinion, because when I think of the original Dooms, I think of getting your keys, the puzzle aspect of the game, getting trapped, and just stuff like that. And they took that completely away from the game and just focused on, well, FPS games are the big thing at the minute. Let's make it like that. So I would absolutely love for them to go, we're going to bring back the original games just with better graphics, new maps. I want the same, monsters, just basically not pixels is basically
Yeah.
what I want. Because the new games are okay, but like I said, it's not Doom. In my opinion, it's just not Doom. I want to go looking for the keys. I want to go to the yellow door and be like, oh, I haven't got the yellow key. Oh, great. I want to fall into the lava or the poison. I want that. So if they brought that out, but basically with the graphics we have today, same monsters, stuff like that, different maps, that would be brilliant. That would literally make that blow everything out of the water, in my opinion. I would like not anything particularly to be remade, but I would like more games to be available on PC. So I know you can emulate games, but
Yeah.
I would love for Crash Bandicoot to be on Epic, and
Oh my
I would
God,
love
yes.
Halo Reach to be a thing on PC.
Yes.
I mean, one thing that annoys me, I'm going to say this very quickly. Call of Duty, it's 10 years old. Well,
Yeah.
maybe give or take. And it's still 30 quid. What's that about? What is that
Good
about?
question. That's a good question. It's a good question. It's a
Uh,
very, very, very legit question.
I can get it for £1 on the Xbox. I'm not paying 30 quid for it.
Yep.
And that's just the first one. The third one's cheaper than the first one.
I think it was because of the most popularity on the PC itself,
That's possible.
but it's because it should have been cheaper because of the amount of years that they've.
Yeah.
But then again, they had a
Yeah.
remade, like a remastered version.
They have so much money though; they can afford to drop the costs of these games. Jesus Christ, I would love for me to get all my friends here and go, let's play COD Zombies. You know what I mean? Like we all did in high school. But
Yeah.
no, I'm not paying for. I don't pay for my games. I ever get them for free, or like they're like £4 on Steam. Like I
Mhm.
don't pay more than £10 for my games. Are you insane? Like, and COD is still £30. No, so I would like for that, like, not to be remade, but for it to be more available. Because
Yeah.
£30 for a game that's 10 years old is just ridiculous. I might as well go and get my PlayStation out and play fucking Rascal. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you even know what Rascal
Yeah.
is, that's
Yeah.
a old game. But yeah, it's not just about remakes, but like being more readily available as well to PC
Yeah.
players. Because I've got an Xbox, Xbox 360. I've got a PlayStation 2. And if I want to play those games, I have to get in the attic and get that out and then play it for like a day and then put it back. It's just
Yeah.
so more readily available games from the past. That'd be nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh my god. Before I carry on, Hez Lord, when I said posture check, yeah. Cheers,
Nope.
Matt. Oh, sorry. I
That's not
thought,
what that was, Hedge. That's
yeah,
not what that was.
he thought it was prostate check. I am
Get
not.
your eyes checked.
Yeah, get your eyes checked as well. Hez Lord says, "What a waste of 100 things." I'm so sorry, mate, but you've been rejected with that. To be fair, Hedgelord has changed the colour of the background on MuserPenguin. Hashtag colour teal, which we just saw briefly on the stream, and then put Piss Baby as the yellow colour.
I like it.
Clippets, baby.
I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
oh, damn. But
You
yeah,
kind of mentioned this. I got another question for you. We're on question 6 of 8.
Yep.
You mentioned a little bit about this before, but how long have you been streaming for, and what were some memorable milestones along the way?
So, like I said, it's just about to be a year. But I've been streaming full time since January. So, if you want to be realistic, since January. Biggest milestones, get an affiliate, obviously. That was obviously the big one.
Always.
The making friends, so the networking, and also like Katie. So I was streaming a bit before Katie, but Katie decided to stream, so that was really nice to help her get going as well. I really enjoyed we always co-stream, so co-streaming with Katie is one of my favorite things I always like doing. And then I guess the next big kind of thing for me was getting my first payout.
Yes.
Yeah, like who can complain about that?
That's a good moment.
Yeah. And I really enjoy getting raiders. I know everyone does, but there's something about like introducing yourself to new people and like people asking you questions and people being like, "Oh my god, I love your logo. It's so cute. It's a penguin," and just stuff like that. I just love meeting new people. So yeah, I haven't got like loads of milestones, but I guess they're the more prominent ones that I think about. Yeah.
Nice. Aw, Katie with that smile. So cute.
I thought that was a kiss mode on that.
No, it's
My
not
favourite.
kiss emote.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like wah type stuff on there. Sorry, like wah that type.
Second
Sorry.
to last question for you
Okay.
is, what games have you been playing a lot or have been obsessed with lately on or off stream?
Okay, so my so in the last, let's say, 6 months, which isn't long for me, it's been Siege, which I've actually cut down loads. I barely play it now because the game is too toxic, which I'm more than happy to discuss at some point. Apex, obviously, I do Apex every Tuesday with my girl, so that's like the big one at the minute. Valorant. I was doing Alice Madness Returns. I used to do that quite a
That's a
lot.
fun one.
It's a brilliant game. Love
Wow,
it.
that game is pretty awesome.
Never heard of it before.
You've never heard of it?
It's a single player game, believe it or not. It's one
Oh,
of
really?
it's one
It
of the ones I
is.
appreciate. Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely
Okay.
brilliant.
I've seen it played. It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
It's a pretty awesome game.
Cool.
What else am I playing? Splitgate at the moment. I was playing obviously the Back for Blood beta.
Mm-hmm.
What other games have I got in my back reference? Killing Floor 2, World War Z, Fall Guys, Phasmophobia is the big one as well at the moment. So yeah, I suppose Phasmo, Valorant, and Apex are, I'd say, probably the most prominent games for me on stream and off stream at the moment. Because they're all just awesome.
They're awesome. They're all awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome games.
Oh.
And the last question I have for you, I don't even have to look at the paper on this one because I know what this question is. And actually, I'm with Malk. I think you said last week this is one of your favorite questions and probably one of the most important questions to ask.
I'm excited.
Oh
my God.
And it is, what advice would you give to future streamers?
There's loads, isn't there? Oh my God. One, don't do it for the money. Like I didn't do it for the money, and I ended up getting money, and I was like, oh my God, I got money. I think that's always better.
Wow.
I didn't realise I got this money. Wow. Yes.
Streaming is supposed to be about networking. It's supposed to be about having fun. It's supposed to be about entertaining the public, right? And if you go in with like, I'm only here for the money, it's like any job. You don't have that passion, and people want passion. It's like midwifery, right? You know, no one goes into midwifery for the bloody money, because there is hardly any money. Do you know what I mean? We go in it because we're passionate about it, and it's no different with me and streaming. I'm doing it because I'm passionate about gaming and networking. So one, don't do it for money. Do it because you want to entertain people. Two, have a personality. If not, don't bother. Three, if you are any type of phobe, don't bother. If you're a female, do it. There's a lot of hate, but just push through it, and
Very true.
you will find a good community to support you, and who will love you, not because you're a gamer who gets like practically her boobs out, but because you're funny, you're good at a game maybe, or you do genuinely entertain people. So
or you're bad at games.
I always say, like, if you are a successful streamer and you're bad at a game, you've got a hell of a personality.
Exactly.
And I think that's fine. I'm not that good at games, right? I'm really not. So I know people come for my sense of humor. They come for the discussion, because I happily discuss NSFW topics or controversial topics and stuff like that. And yeah, it's about finding what you can give to people. So have kind of like a plan before you start streaming, because if you just go into streaming blind, and then you're like, why aren't I successful? It's probably because you're lacking in something: personality, skill, there's just something. You need to have either skill or personality. And like I said, if you don't have any of those, you're not going to succeed. Simple as. I've come across people who I've randomly raided, because, I do that sometimes. And I'm just like, I just sit there, I'm like, why did I raid you? Like, you're literally the most boring person. You don't even acknowledge like raiders. You don't even talk. You're just it's just bullshit. And also, if you do stream and you do get big, like, don't forget you were once small. So give back,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So I'm like 2, 3, 4 followers, and that, to me, that's still quite small, but I have to remember I'm not as small as I was, so that's why I've helped like Wimps Plays Games, which Malk might be aware of, because some of my friends, they literally, I met them when they had 0 followers, and then like I was supporting them, and they got to affiliate very, very quickly, just because, like, even though I didn't have to help anyone, but I wanted to make friends, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to help these guys. So it's always remembering that, you need to help people, whether you've got 1,000 followers, 1 million followers, raid. like little people that you don't know, or get on Twitter and like get commenting on people's posts or sending some support.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. Don't get big in your head just because you're a big streamer. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then equally, if you're small, don't let that deter you. You will grow eventually.
And that's why I say that's the best question and the most lovable question to
I
everyone.
love that question.
Because it brings out the personality of the streamer and how their thoughts from where they are. And I, for one, Muser, I know you're high to me, but you went super high because you was absolutely amazing for that, and that's what I love about it. And don't ever drop whatever you do with like the personality, because you're amazing as well, and absolutely insane stuff as well.
I will just quickly say as well, like, personality for some people is, people have opinions on what a personality is,
Okay.
and in my opinion, a personality is basically a showcase of your thoughts, emotions, reactions, and how you are with people. So for a lot of people don't like me because I'm boisterous. I say it how it is. I will tell you to go fuck yourself if you're being a bellend. I will tell you how to get better at a game. I don't mean it to be a bitch. I'm just trying to help you,
Yeah.
I will say, if someone comes in and starts asking, being biphobic to me, I'm just like, sorry, like, and I would literally just say to them, like, basically make them realize they're a dick, and I will make them question their own religion. Like, I have nothing against religion, but when your religion starts upsetting other people, then I have a problem with it. So I literally don't care who you are. I will say it how it is, and that is why some people like me and some people don't. Some people aren't ready to hear the truth, simply, and some people like the fact that, oh my god, this is a girl who knows what she wants. She swears, she doesn't give any fucks, she is just true to herself, and you either like her or you don't. So if you come into streaming and you think, oh, people aren't going to like that I'm a girl and I'm a tomboy, or I'm plus size, or I'm not pretty, or whatever, it's not about that. You will find a community that loves you for you, not because you've got big boobs, not because you've got bright pink hair. That's nothing against Katie, her hair's brilliant, but people do things to make themselves appealing, and your cleavage is you're just getting the S word, right? Which doesn't really, you're not getting a following. You're just using your body to an advantage, which, once again, like I said, it's about personality.
Yeah. I've just lost it from that point of view, as well. But yeah, it's all good. But no, just before I carry on, there is quite a few comments. Obviously, Katie, with that, I always think of it as like wah, like a emote type stuff. So Katie says that her favourite as well when she does the cooperative streams with you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
As well. So Katie says I'm boring. You're not boring, Katie.
you're not.
Stop saying that. You're absolutely amazing as
She's
well.
goose.
I know. And then Hedgelord, I don't know how you're doing it, but you're changing Muser's background every time, and I don't know how, because fair play to you. Katie says she is pretty entertaining. But yeah, Muse is definitely entertaining as well, because I'll never forget. I'll do it on the Ask Us Anything now, because in that next part in a minute, but I'll just mention it in a minute. So, Hedgelord says, I have a bespoke AI running a
Tertiary.
Sorry, I haven't got my glasses with me. Sorry. Syntax abstraction layer to interpret the color commands. It is a clever little follow. Okay, and then they have the love heart and then the cat emote, and then cleavage is the color.
Color cleavage.
Wow. Wow.
And that is where we end that particular segment.
He's good. He's good to find out. Stop
Hedges
that.
high. Beers.
Oops. I think Hedge decided. So here we go, guys. This is the best part of it all. Again, the second part of the first two-parter. So this is the last segment, and I can't believe we've done 2 hours and 16 minutes already on the stream. Hopefully, we'll be about 10, 15 minutes of the stream left. Oh, well, we'll say that, but we'll try and
This
do it
will
as
be
quickly
the
as possible.
shortest stream in a long time. What?
Do not say that
What
anymore.
happened?
Do not say that anymore, Trans, because I know what's going to happen. We're going to go to 4 hours again, nearly.
That was crazy.
So this segment is basically the viewers can ask either me, Trans, or Muser, or all of us any questions. But if you are going to specify a question, please specify if it's for all of us or is it just only for singular, like singular, or multiple people to ask. Okay, I've got the first question, and it's from Katie. Ironically, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? And that's a question to all of us. I am not going to start there, so I'm going to start with Muser. To be fair. Oh, actually,
So,
Trans.
I know I have my answer instantly.
Oh, okay, go on then. Go on then.
I would rather fight a horse-sized duck. Because you know why?
Really?
Pack tactics. You have 100 duck-sized horses. They're going to gang up on you.
Yeah.
I would rather fight one big duck than 100 small horses. That's my answer.
Muser?
Yeah, I'd probably agree just because ducks are bloody aggressive and 100 of them could rip your skin apart easily. And also, they would, no mercy. Oh, wait, no, that's the horses, sorry, duck-sized horses. Horses show no mercy. They've got teeth, right? And
Yeah.
they will rip you apart. They will rip your boobs off, you know. I don't want that. I'd rather
Wow.
take my chance with the big duck, you know, because I can just like, you know, also they're big, so they probably won't be able to run as fast either if it's a duck, because ducks only have 2 feet, so they're not very stable. It's the other reason.
So, okay, so the most honourable answer would be the horse-sized duck. But if you're pissed and don't know the answer, you could go for the 100 duck-sized horses, to be fair. So, yeah, just kick in for that as well. Nearly lost it there.
You don't have an input on this, Milk?
I'm going for I'm going for the sensible option. I'm not. Are you
Okay,
mad?
okay.
Are you mad? Are you mad? I'm not going through 100 duck-sized horses to kill me and rip my body off like in shreds.
They would
to be
tear you
fair.
apart.
I know. So that's well, that's kind of answered all of our questions. To be fair, with that. So, I mean, Muser, I'm going to ask you a question actually. And I know in the streamer side that you do a lot of Apex and Valorant and stuff.
Yeah.
What was the worst game that you ever played while you was in Apex or Valorant? The worst game.
The worst game. See, when I think of worst games, I think it's always people that tend to ruin it for me. So in Apex, I've had loads of bad physically bad, but also like mentally bad games. Yeah. I think the worst one. I actually posted all this on TikTok, so you can check it out on my TikTok, MuserPenguin. There was a guy who I think we were playing trios in ranked. Okay. And there was a team where we landed, and you know, I'm fighting them with like he goes down basically, and we've got a lifeline on the team, and I'm a Lobo, and he's I don't know, but he goes down, and he's like, you know, he's screaming down the mic. He's clearly fucking European. They always are. It's like, and basically he was just screaming down the mic at me like, on me, you know, fucking kill him, this, that, and the other, right? And you know, like, we're trying to kill 2 other people here, you know, and basically he gets not finished, but they shoot him and he dies, right? And then he's screaming down the mic like, I'm a fucking, and I just get on the, I will get on the mic. This is the other thing people like about me. I will get on the mic. And I will say shit to people. And he's basically saying, oh, you're a fucking idiot. And I said, no, you're the, I basically gave him it back. And throughout this whole game, he was just being a friggin' child. He was like, mew, 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 mew. So I was going, mew, 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 mew back. And it was just really pathetic. And then he was like spam pinging. And then I was like, I could just mute your pings. And then like, I realized I didn't know how to do it. I forgot. So I was just pretending. And then I remembered, and we rezzed him, but meanwhile he's still just like being a dick, and he's like, "Oh, you're a fucking girl, and you're shit." The typical sexism starts coming out, and this, that, and the other. And we res, and it's just throughout all this bitching, and I'm like, I ping, something in the care package. It's like, oh, are you pinging snipers for me, baby? And it was just like really condescending, like just because he wouldn't be talking that much smack if I wasn't a woman, and this is what annoyed me, right? And then I pinged some ammo because he just res, so he didn't have a gun. And that, it's like, oh, you finding me ammo for me, baby? So I picked it all up. So I was just like, if he's going to be petty. And then I just like lost it. I was like, what is your fucking problem? He's like, I don't have a problem. What are you talking about? I'm just calling you baby. I'm like, yeah, you're a typical fucking bloke. And he got quite offended when I said that. Anyway, we end up like going into this fight, and we win. And he was like, the whole time we win, like as in we win the game, ironically, he was like, oh, did you win the game for me, baby? Did you actually win he was just like, and it just made me so angry. And I don't know why, because I think it was just because it was really pathetic more than anything.
Yeah.
And I kept recording him. I could have muted him, but I kept him recording because I thought, this is actually gold. This is gold. I'm putting this on the internet. And I remember titling it something like, please dump this guy if it's your boyfriend. Something like that. And, loads of people were just like, got on the comments and was like, well, you could have muted him. I'm like, I forgot, and stuff like that. So that was my worst Apex experience, just because it was really pathetic. Valorant, I've had something similar happen. I played with my friend Tom and Matt, and it was just kind of the same sort of thing. Sexist guy on the team. I was at the bottom. I got angry. I ended up being like climbing up that board. And because he was at the top, he felt like he could continue to shit on the team. So we was doing like unrated, we was doing ranked as well. And he was like taking the spike so we couldn't plant. And he was like being really toxic. And yeah, he was just absolutely vile.
Yeah.
Just another vile person. But the worst game I've ever had in my life was in Siege. This is one of the reasons I don't play anymore. And I've spoken openly about this. I was playing with Hedge. And there was these racist guys who were just like on the mic, just saying racist stuff. I'm not going to say the words, obviously, but you can probably use your imagination. So I started recording this simply because I wanted to obviously report them and send the footage in, basically. And then they realized I was a girl, and then they got very sexist. And I'm talking, the classic, get back to the fucking kitchen, oh, you shit. Look, even though I'm pretty sure I remember being at the top of the board, may I point out. But when it was coming to me, like 1v3ing, like they were screaming down the mic and stuff, and it got to the point where they were actually like, one of the guys particularly was describing how he was going to rape me and stuff like that. And it's just like, I think that was one of the worst games, because it's just like everything that could have happened regarding women. So I had the sexism, I had the rape comments, I had the threats of being like found and killed, and everything. It was just like, they were team killing me,
Yeah.
That was one of the worst games, because I think rape specifically is just such a, like, girls are used to the sexist comments, aren't we? We're used to
Yeah, we are.
oh, you're shit, why are you a gamer, this, that, and the other. But when it comes to things like rape, like, I just think that is just absolutely vile. Absolutely vile. I've had men on Siege basically say how he's got a 13-year-old girlfriend and he rapes her every night. Or I've had one saying, like, I've got a 6-year-old sister and I'm going to rape her tonight. I'm just like, this is men.
Wow.
Like, I'm sorry, Mount, like, but it's not every man, but, like, this is what my generation of men are like. I've even had 50-year-olds, like, say vile things to me. So yeah, I've had loads of bad games. And me and Katie, because obviously we play a lot of FPS games together, she's seen how, like, a lot of guys will just be misogynistic and you know what I mean? Like, you get the idea. It's just I've had very bad games. I've had games where I've broke down crying afterwards because it's just been so traumatic, actually.
I, for one, for those people who, I'm saying it as a bloke, personally, for me, some people have got stupid, idiotic sayings, and then you got normal people like me. Well, kind of normal, mad, more normal. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that is damn right disgraceful and damn right idiocy and keyboard warriors or microphone warriors. So I'm going to call it microphone warriors because that's what it is. I feel like that's what it's called.
Yeah.
If that's a new terminology, I have invented it, and that's a copyright from anyone else around the world.
It is valid. This is 100% documented.
Absolutely. But personally, I'm saying this now, and I've said this before, Trans, you've heard me about this the last few weeks, and you've probably had enough of me saying it. Everyone needs to be equal. The men and the women should be equal.
Yep.
Muser will know. I've never been top at all, ever, in Valorant. Never have. But I was close. 1 point. I was second. But I do enjoy the games and I love the help, the tactical help from because Muse and like yourself, Trans, and everyone else, you guys have had more experience with FPS. I haven't. If I'm at the bottom, I don't care if you take the shit. I'll just tell you to fuck off in the nicest possible ways, as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to enjoy games where I don't want to be. This is the question I'm going to ask next time because I think Hedgelord has asked a question straight after this. But I'm going to talk about the toxic. I can't say it.
Toxicity.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
the
I
one.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh my god, I'm saying the Southern Comfort's kicking in now already. So, but yeah, I want to talk about that after the question from Hedge. Hedge says, "Would you rather slowly implode or slowly explode? It would take you 10 seconds to die." He didn't say.
Explode.
I'm going to go for the full house explode. To be fair, Hedge was saying I was there during the meow, 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 meow incident as well. Hedge Law, it was a traumatic, especially the sandwich comment. As I said, the people, not the idiotic people of the blokes side point of view. I am, I am ashamed in a sense as a bloke. In a way, and I do joke with you, Muser, like, and when you say men are like, oh, thanks.
I say the same thing too, though.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thanks. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But it was just like, I do joke about it, but at the same time, it's in a real life scenario, it is downright disgrace, and they should be banned permanently. And I will say it fiercely. If I was a big streamer and I called them out, they should be banned automatically, whatever happens. And no one should be going to a game online and get abuse, whether you're a girl whether you're fat, whether you're ugly, or in all those types, and getting abuse from racist, sexist, or anything like that, that should be banned automatically. I don't care. I don't care if you're joking about or not. You're hurting another human being either way. And I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart here to say I've met I have met the beautiful, most brilliant, and most beautiful women. You two, especially Katie, Haley from the Gully Lover Games.
Shani.
Shani, Aries as well. I mean,
Aries.
I
Yep.
could talk about all the lovely, like, like, Missing Rose, like Chloe,
Mm-hmm.
like everyone who will watch the streams. I enjoy the content, and they should not be getting abused left, right, and centre without a question of a doubt. And that's what I'm going to talk about the toxic in a minute as well. So, uh, okay, it says what was she put as well? She was putting the guy was an ass. I do agree. Well, not me, but the guy was an ass.
The guy that you
Uh,
were talking about at the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Casey says we play with some guy in arenas who was a bellend too.
Yeah.
And the people say women don't get the worst of the abuse. It's ridiculous. I do agree, Katie. I do agree. Why can't women just have a good time gaming without men being balanced to us? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's a cruel world. What we've
It
got.
is.
It's a cruel world, and you get idiotic people at the same
People
time.
like to cut other people down to make themselves feel better.
Yeah. And
Pretty much
Hedge,
it.
I'm gonna have some words with you after this. He says, "I'm ashamed of you as a bloke too, Malk. Lol. Thanks for the love, but I know where this is coming from. I know where this is coming from as well. But the next question I'm going to ask all of you guys. Actually, I've seen it, and you guys have mentioned about it briefly. The toxic of all the idiotic people. Are we ever going to see it toe down? Or are we never ever going to see it stop ever in streams?
I think
Yeah.
in the next probably 20 years, yeah, it'll change slightly. I think we'll because you've got to remember, like, the men that are not like this typically are from, well, I'll say this. I'll say a couple of facts about the men who do this, who are my age. One, they probably like to get pegged, and that upsets their ego. Two, they probably have mummy or daddy issues. And three, they're shit at the game and they can't stand someone who's supposedly like inferior to them being better than them. So I think there are loads of female gamers, and eventually we will be having children. We will be having girls, and those girls will game, and it will be a point where it will become almost equal in boys and girls who are gaming, because our generation of being gamers. So I think at a point there will be kind of this plateau of you know abuse, shall we say,
Yeah.
because the men, it won't be a shock, when a girl talks on the mic, like, oh my god, are you a girl? It'll just be normal eventually, because there's just girls everywhere in gaming. But that doesn't mean there won't be still abuse. I just think it will probably drop a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's becoming normal for girls to be into like gaming and cars and just masculine, shall we say, things. So eventually they're not going to have much to say. I mean, most of us girls say a lot of shit back to the guys anyway. Like, a guy will say, make me a sandwich, Bish, and I'll be like, what? Are you that incapable of making your own sandwich that you have to get someone else to do it? I mean, Jesus Christ, how are you alive? They don't like it. I got called a feminist the other day. I'm like, yeah, I'm a feminist because women, and he was like, hey, women don't have equal rights. In my country, we do. Like, I'm sorry. Like, in my country, we're equal, and you're just shit at a game. That's why it's not equal. It's just, I don't know. It will plateau eventually. The numbers will equalize, and the abuse will always exist, because it's the same with racism, homophobic, anything like that. It will always exist, but eventually, because of generational changes, it will drop.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to wait 20 years for that bet to kick in as well.
When our children start having children, it will completely change. I think it will anyway.
Trans, what's your thoughts of the toxic society? Do you think it will drop soon, or do you think it will stay as well?
I don't know. I mean, I have dealt with a lot of toxicity across a lot of games.
Yeah.
Even now, like I'll have people try and be toxic to me even now, or being harassing or whatever. Like for example, like we'll have idiots since I'm playing a lot of GTRP, we have idiots that'll just fly in and be dumb and be stupid and start calling people names and whatever. And my character does not take very kindly to that. As a matter of fact, one guy was asking her if she had a boyfriend, and she said no, and I don't want one. And he's like, "Oh, you want a little bit of blah 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 in you?" And I was like, no." And he kept stepping up to her and trying to be harassing and be sexist to her and everything. And she goes, "If you step to me one more time, I swear I'm gonna punch the fuck out of you." And he's like, okay, and he backs up. So I mean, I think I think that you got a point as well, and that was in character, but it was also like personal. Like it was like, okay, back the hell off, dude. Like quit being a dick. I mean, it really is one of those things where like I feel like the stronger that the women in gaming become, and the more confident they are to clap right back at the guys, the better it is, because the guys can realize they can't just push them around.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't just push me around. You can't be sexist to me. You can't just say nasty things to me, because I'm going to say something right back at you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not going to like it. So, I mean, and it really is that, if the confidence, and there are a lot more confident women in gaming now than there were even 10 years ago. And I think that that's made a difference. And I do believe that, as time goes on, more girls will be getting into gaming. I'm with you on that, Muser.
Yeah.
And more girls are like, oh, this is okay for me to be into this stuff. It's okay if I like games. It's okay if I want to be aggressive and do FPS. It's okay if I want to do this or do that. Because as a society, things are becoming more like it's okay for you to be into these things. And I think that will make a change in a little bit. I'm with you all, so I don't think it'll ever go away.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to have somebody, no matter how good of a community you're a part of, you're always going to have people that are just going to want to be assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they can't. Because they have the anonymity of a computer screen, because they have the anonymity of a display name, because they have, because they think that they're better than you and they've got to cut you down to make themselves feel like they're better than you. But the more that women in gaming stand up for themselves, I think the more it's going to become like, it's going to be like, I feel like it might be a rite of passage thing. Like, this guy's going to come up on you, and then when he realizes you're not going to take his shit, he's going to be like, okay, I can't push her like that. And sometimes even that leads to a bit of respect, in a way. Like, okay, you're not letting me just, push you around. Okay, after a little while, they're like, all right, okay, cool. You're tougher than I thought you were. And I feel like in a way that will help a lot. I've actually become more aggressive, not just in Aliana's life, but just like when I play COD, or I play this or I play that. As a matter of fact, there was one game that I played, and I did it in the nicest possible way, by the way. But I did clap back at somebody real quick. They were cutting this person down in all chat on Valorant, and they kept saying, this person can't play, blah 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 blah, talking shit. And I said, instead of cutting them down and making them feel like shit, if you want them to be better, why don't you fucking tell them how to be better?
Mm-hmm.
And they stopped. And they started giving suggestions. I was like, all right, see, is the more that you stand up for yourself and the more you clap back, the more people think they can't push you around. They can't sit here and, just shove you and get away with whatever they want to get away with, because you're not going to take it. And when you don't take it, it doesn't make it any fun
It gets
for them anymore.
boring, exactly.
Exactly. And so they're going to like, okay, well, she's not going to fucking take it, so I'm just going to go over and do whatever, you know. And that's pretty much how it is, really. And I think that's made a lot of changes even in the last few years with women in gaming too. So the more we stand up for ourselves, I feel like it'll get a little bit better, because, you know, people won't expect to be able to push you around anymore. So
yeah,
that's my
I
take on that.
absolutely. And I'd just like to add that I'm in quite a few, like, we'll say ladies group for different games, and quite often the odd person will mention about some, you know, toxicity they've experienced, and people and I'm so against this, people literally just go, you can just mute them, it's not the fucking point. It's not the point. It's like, these are the same people who are having children and will enable their child to bully someone else. We shouldn't have to mute them. We should be able to go onto a game and play and have a good time and talk on mic with confidence. We shouldn't have to go, oh, if I talk, they're going to know I'm a girl and they're going to abuse me, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to mute them, right? That's the principle. It's like they completely miss the concept. Like, oh, right, so if this was IRL, right, you would just expect me to just plug my ears. Like, what you just expect me to just turn around? No, fighting back is the only way to succeed in you know, getting rid of it. When me and Katie play, Katie will never get on mic, but she knows I will jump down their fucking throat immediately, and I will say anything to offend them and upset them. I like, the thing is, I'm not toxic, I'm toxic back. That's the difference. I had a conversation in my Valo squad chat the other day, and I said, you know, I always use, I'm gonna say, I always use small dick as a you know, an offense, right? An insult. I have nothing against small dicks, but I know it upsets them. That is the only reason I say it. I literally would just go, you do know you've got small dick energy, right? I mean, if you want to get laid, this isn't the way to go around it, you know. You know, there's just and I will upset you if you're upsetting other people. Simple as. I don't think I should ever. I haven't been banned ever, and I've been very toxic to people, and that is because they probably realise they friggin' deserved it. You know, like, I get people obviously saying, "Oh, you should go kill yourself," and I'll go, "You do realise that if I was to now go and attempt to kill myself, you'll get done for manslaughter, whether you're in the UK or not. So watch your fucking mouth." You know, it's just stuff like that, and they go, "Oh, yeah, like,
exactly, yeah."
You do have to fight back. So I always encourage women, if I'm playing with any woman, get on the mic with me. Tell them to go fucking suck a dick. Like, exactly. Like, you know, it's like in Siege, I'll be like, people will go, "I'm gay," and I'm like, so they're saying that because they think it's funny, and I'll literally just put, "Me too," right? And they're like, "Ew, you're a F word," right? I'm like, I like tits just like you like tits. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And they suddenly change. They're like, "Oh yeah, we like boobs," but I'm like, "Oh right, but if it was a man who was gay, you know what I mean? Like, it's a problem." So yeah, fighting back's the only way we'll progress.
You can't just roll over and take it.
No.
You have to stand up for yourself. Yeah. And I think even in the generations that are coming now, I think more and more women are learning they have to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
They can't just, you know, and my generation, we would roll over and take it sometimes. And I was really bad about that because I can be a very submissive person. I know it doesn't come across that way now because I've grown out of a lot of that. I learned that there's not a way I'm going to get anywhere in this world if I just roll over, you know. But when I was younger, I was a very submissive person in many, many ways. And now I've like started speaking up for myself and clapping back and, you know, saying, you're not going to sit here and treat me that way. I'm not going to let you treat me that way. It's not acceptable. So, I mean, it's just not fair. And I'll report someone. If they're giving me shit, I will report them. Straight up. I don't care if it's my teammate or if it's the other team. I will report your ass.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And you will get a notice from the game, and they will say, we got notice that you were doing this. And I will clap back at you on top of that. And I won't even tell your ass I'm reporting you. I want you to get surprised.
Oh, yeah. Like, absolutely.
That's what she said. as well.
And it's just like, as well, the typical insult. The thing is, they're never creative. So it's like us women are so used to like insults. We already have things stored ready for you to say something.
Yeah.
Like they'll go, "Oh, you're clearly fat." I'm like, "Yeah, but guess who's fucked every guy that I've ever been interested in, and you've probably never fucked a girl." Where, and they get so mad about it because like it's just honest truth. Like I've slept with any guy that I've ever like been interested in, and they're there having a wank every night. Like, who's the real winner? Like, so I have all these things stored up, just like truth, and I'll just say it to you, guy or girl. I have met toxic girls. I
There
met
are
me
toxic
and
girls
Hedge
too,
once played Siege, and this girl was with her guy friends on our team. So it was me, Hedge, and then her and her two guy friends. And because she was clearly one of those girls who's like, I'm with my guy friends, so I'm going to show off. And she was saying the N word, this, that, and the other. So Hedge was instantly on there, like, you do know that's not attractive. And she was like, I don't give a fuck, N word, like, and all this and all that. And I'm like, you're literally fucking embarrassing. We don't claim you. It's just like, it's just
the guys can have
disgusting.
you.
Yeah,
Go hang out with your fuck boyfriends.
you can enjoy your 4 inches of dick that are there, whatever. It's just ridiculous.
There's a lot of comments in your chat, Malk. We've just been talking through them.
Yeah, I did not expect this to be going over. To be fair, right, we're just going to catch up quickly. Hedge says women are better than men because they have got boobs. I do agree. True, I agree.
100%.
Katie just says men can have boobs too. They're called moobs.
Also true.
Yeah.
100%.
Hedge says it's not the same. I've done a taste test comparison. Oh,
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
God.
Wow.
And then Hedge says, plus guys don't fit in the milking machine properly. No hips. I do agree with that, to be fair. And Hedge says, Malk is thinking that he needs a mod. Yeah, I do, to be fair, mate. I absolutely 100%. And Kate is one of them. Kate is one of them. And she's a mod as well. And Katie's laughing her head off. Milking machine. Yeah, absolutely. Milking machine. And yeah, and she was on about
small dick
Fexy.
energy.
Yeah,
Plus a little small dick energy voice.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I will message in chat usually, but their words don't hurt me because I don't know who they are, and they're probably just jealous we're better than them.
Yep,
I do
so true.
agree. Hedge says, I will never roll over and take it except for money. And then Katie says, how much? Wait, and then this is not my words. This is Hedge's words. The next one I'm about to say. You can peg me for $50. Colin goes for free. That's what Hedge has said.
For context, Colin is Katie's husband.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And Malk, I think that's a good place to end this stream.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anything's going to happen that's better than that conversation right there.
Oh dear.
I'm going to
Malk,
call
you're
it
going to have to call this the dirty stream.
or the Hedge show. The Hedge.
The Hedge show. The Hedge
Malk
show.
is 10 million.
1 million. 1 million. 1 million pounds.
Oh, sorry, 1 million. I thought you said 10 million. I thought, yeah, that was damn rich. To be fair, yeah, I'm going to call it the Hedge Lord episode, even though it's Muser's stream. I feel bad.
Me and Hedge come as a pair, if you haven't realised.
It's a good thing there's a disclaimer on our channels that we're mature content. And it's a good thing that our podcasts come up as explicit content.
Yep.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I just say, and I think Trance has said it's spot on.
Hedge.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I mean, props to you, my man. You stole the show.
Stole the show, and I feel bad.
He always does that.
He probably like, what a bastard for that. Now, how dare he? Lol. Anyway, at that note, I think we might have to stop because we're nearly the 3-hour mark of the stream itself. I can't believe it. I cannot believe we nearly hit the 3-hour mark. I personally, I'm sure Trans will say the same words. Muser, thank you so much for popping by.
Thank
Thank you
I
you.
for having me.
I personally, for me personally, I love your personality. Keep that because that's what I love about you as well, and I love how you do the streams. And I'm sure Trans. Now you two have met properly.
Yes.
Now you know
You'll
why
have
I'm
to you'll
saying
have to come you'll have to come and watch the Chronicles of Aliana and see how she doesn't take any shit.
I'm
Because
down.
she will be your spirit animal. You'll be like, "Go girl."
Yep.
absolutely. And
She was
like I
running
said,
around throwing a hissy fit last night because she couldn't go scrap with somebody.
no,
Ooh.
oh, it's a, oh, no, it's
Like,
not
I want to
nice
fucking
at
fight
all.
somebody. What the hell?
I'm
to
sure.
be fair, there was a fight night that night, so it goes. The guy's like, "Oh, fight night!" And she was gonna go whoop some ass,
Ooh.
and she
Oh
couldn't do
no.
Nice.
it.
Oh dear. The kind of whoop ass type stuff.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
so, but like I said, Musa, I personally like to thank you personally because you are an absolute amazing streamer. Great personality again, because that's why I said double the personality. Don't ever lose that. If people annoy you, you can tell them to feck off. And that's what I love about it as well,
yep,
from your perspective. And keep, like I said, do what you do because you are an absolute amazing person. And I, deep down from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure Trance's heart is just creeping to me now, to there as well. And I'm sure we all love you for who you are,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
and do what you do best. Kill those bastards. That's all I ask for
Yeah.
as well.
Kill them
Uh,
and make them feel like shit.
absolutely. That's why I love Musa. That's why I love her to bits because no effects given at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, so stop trying to steal my wife. She's mine. She's mine now.
Oh, no, like too many people want to claim me. What's going on? Me and Katie are predominantly wifeys, so she is priority, unfortunately.
Oh, so I'm rejected. Is that what you're saying?
She's gonna fight you. Like
I mean, I'll fight you without it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll put it out now to see who deserves the queen of Musa Penguin. Oh no.
oh
Okay, so
That's just like
no.
I'll
how I feel
film it.
with. I love it.
Right, let's stop it
Oh
now. I'll go
dear.
to the Aldi car park to sort this out with Katie to find out who will try and sort that now. But like I said, thank you so much, Musa. Absolute legendary. And guys, please, if you're watching the stream from my side or from Chance's, please check out
Yes,
Musa Penguin.
absolutely.
Thank you.
When are you next streaming, Musa? So we can give it a
It
look.
will be Monday, and it depends. Aries is still on holiday, so I'll probably just do some Splitgate or something again. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So check her out on Mondays. I know Tuesdays is Apex Tuesdays
Yes,
as well.
Tuesday nights. Yeah.
So check her out, guys. She's absolutely amazing. If you've not watched her before, watch her now. If you watch the toxicity, you bastard!
Toxicity. I got you.
I can't say thanks. I'm shit. I am shit at pronunciations. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. But check her out, guys. Absolutely amazing. Thank you to the hostess with the mostess on my left
That's
hand.
me.
On
That's
the
me.
screen right hand side. It's the hostess with the mostess. Is Trans Gamer Girl. She does absolutely amazing stuff. So give her a shout out as well, guys. Check her out. And I was your host with the most, Retro Wolf Live, aka Malk.
He's
And
pretty amazing too. Don't let him fool you.
Yes, that is true.
oh,
It's awesome.
oh, I'm getting blussed. Stop it. Stop it. I need to sort out this Audi car park to sort out with Katie later now. But yeah, Katie says, see you there in 3 days. Hedgelord says, toxicity. That's how you pronounce it.
Toxicity. No, it's
Toxicity.
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 I'm
It's a
not.
lot of S's. I
I
get
know.
it.
I'm so sorry. I'm not going to say anymore. But next week will be episode 14. I believe Who we've got? Episode 14, Trance.
That's a good question, Malk. I always say that every week too, because you asked me. I never have the sheet up.
I
So
am on the ball tonight for once.
he
I'm on the ball.
is. Oh my gosh! Let me go back because it's not the right page. Here it is. Interview list next week on the 14th. Oh no, the 11th is the next week. Next week is 11th. We have Basie live, my friend. He's awesome. He's lots of fun. He plays a lot of COD. He keeps telling me he wants me to play COD with him. I haven't been able to because, GTARP is life right now as well as school. So I only have so many hours in a day, guys. But Basie is going to be with us next week. He's a pretty cool dude. Join us as we get to know him and, chat with him and, see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Oh dear. I'm intrigued now with this battle as well. So, Hedgeless is only fighting Sainsbury's. But Katie says, what about Waitrose? Well, Waitrose is too dear, to be fair. Hedgelord, I've got John Romero on my podcast next week, as usual. Also, Jesus Hedge Christmas. Yeah, it's going to be a bit bloody horror as well, and resurrection type stuff at the same time. That's mad scene. He's returned. Yes, I do agree. He's returned as well. So
Scary stuff.
it's absolutely. It's a month away from the Halloween stuff as well. So anyway, guys, episode 14 will be on next week. Check it out at 9 p.m. UK time. There you go. With all the love, Musa, would you come back again?
All the love.
Would you come back
sure.
Will be season 2 probably probably after Christmas, probably after New Year and stuff. So just give everyone a bit of a break.
New Year. Yeah.
So a bit of a quick update before we wrap it up completely. Good news. We have finally expanded the podcast to more places than ever before. Not only are we on Spotify, Google, we're on shitloads of podcasts. So we'll have to list it out on Instagram or on Twitter. But basically, we're on like TuneIn Radio. We're in also on Deezer.
We're taking over. We're taking over, guys.
So we went from small streamers. We'll never forget about you. We're coming up to the big ones in the podcast itself. So
that's right.
Anyway, that's one of it. The second one is basically we're only going to go up to episode 20 episodes, and then we'll stop because of the Christmas break.
We still have to discuss that too, because of the two weeks that I was telling you about. So we'll work that out. But we'll work it out.
I wasn't going to mention about that, Trance. I wasn't going to mention about that at all. I knew about that, but I'm just going to say build it up. So, anywho, music again.
I ruined it. I so ruined it. Oh my god.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to shoot off because we hit nearly the 3 hour mark. So take care of yourself, guys. See you next week. Ta-ra a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.